good.
Free can't read. I want an acquittal, 100%, no doubt about it. But I'm like, would that be worse for me if she was acquitted? Like, suppose she's acquitted, like, are they going to blame me for that?
We are trying to affect the jury pool. We are. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm.
That's what I'm wondering. They're going to be like, fuck this guy. She got away with it because of him, because of his witness intimidation. He influenced the jury pool, and now he's got to pay the price. That's the only thing I'm wondering about. That's the only thing I'm wondering about.
It's impossible for me to have any sympathy for any of these witnesses. Definitionally, is it harassing witnesses? Yes, they're witnesses against me in my prosecution.
Exactly what I'm.
Like, no one went into the house. Someone's laying on someone's lawn, but no one goes in the house. You know, it just doesn't make sense.
You went into the house. What part of the house did you go into?
I went into the room. It's adjacent to the kitchen, and I stood there with Brian Albert.
Can you describe what kind of room that could be?
Yeah, it was just a typical family room type room. It was.
I want to make it impossible for them to have a pool of like 100 jurors without people knowing about this case.
The office, and he has important information for me. I called him back, and I have a memory of sitting at my desk at home in my office, and he had a gravelly voice, and it was like a holy smokes moment, because he said that perhaps someone else caused the death of John O'Keefe. And he came and sat with my investigator and me, and it didn't really go anywhere with him beyond that. It's not like he was a witness or that we could use him, but that tip was invaluable.
When someone comes to our office with credible information that a police officer may have been involved in a murder and underlying legal violations as set forth in the indictment, we're going to investigate that case every time. I'm not going to comment on how we get information.
Built a cannon?
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
Hey, everybody.
Hello.
Hi. Hello. How is everyone tonight?
Hot.
Yes.
You're hot. Yes. You see my frizzy hair? It's
right. Beautiful. Your hair looks beautiful. You look beautiful.
I hear you live near alligators.
Yeah.
Yes.
Why are you not getting rid of them?
Why aren't you guys getting rid of those, Jim? That's crazy. You guys have alligators in swamps.
Alligators and pollen. Like, what's wrong with your legislators?
Yeah. Why won't they get rid of them?
Yeah.
Sorry, I have a dog that can't decide whether she wants to be next to me or not.
Oh.
But yes, and we have not gotten rid of the alligators. We're waiting for a plan from Aidan Kearney to tell us how to do that.
Yeah.
Maybe the turtles can help you get it.
Do they eat turtles? Maybe that's the fear.
Yeah, they must, right?
I mean, it is part of the reptile family. So
all right, so welcome to the show, everyone. This is part 2 of the Lawyer Files. So a post that our very own Julie made on X today got me thinking. Lawyers are bound by professional ethics, rules that prohibit conduct involving witness intimidation and harassment. And they also have a duty to uphold the integrity of the legal system and avoid assisting or encouraging criminal or unethical conduct. Attorneys must not engage in fraud, deceit, or misrepresentation or lie to the court. You normally don't see lawyers like Alan Jackson, David Yannetti, Mark Betterow, or Tim Bradel. You don't usually see what they do in court or online done by other lawyers. You just don't see it. I know it seems like it's the norm with this case, the Karen Reed case and Aidan's case, but you don't see it usually. We've seen text messages from all of them. We know the dirty dealings they were all involved in, the lies they told, and the lies they continue to tell. I was thinking back today to the motion, or I can't remember if it was a stupid Betterow letter. I can't remember which one it was, but we all saw it. The woman alleging that she was with Kate Peter when she spoke to Hank Brennan on the phone during the Karen Reed trial, right? And that she also told Tim Bradle and Mark Betterow that Kate Peter and Jen McCabe had lunch with Michael Morrissey. They went out to an Italian lunch together. Kate Peter, Jen McCabe bought Kate Peter a couch, right? And this was all in a motion or a letter. I'm not sure which one, but it was presented to the court and the public.
Mm-hmm.
All of these lies completely made up. And they knew that. They knew none of this was true. We've seen the text messages. We have them. But there was no consequences for these lies told to the public in the court, right? We never heard about it again. Where is Jean? Where is Jean from Dorchester that told all these lies? Why did no one ever say to Mark Betterow, hey, Mr. Betterow, where, about that motion or letter that you filed that was put out to the public, while, by the way, Hank Brennan was prosecuting a murder trial. He did it at that same time. So all of that smearing and misinformation, he put that out during the Karen Reed trial. It was never spoke of again. It was just like it didn't happen. Mm-hmm. Forget about it. So those are the things, After the Karen Reed trial, Alan Jackson went on Aidan Kearney's show, a man who has wished death upon troopers, abused and relentlessly harassed a victim's family. And on Sunday, May 17th, David Yannetti went on a live fundraiser for Aidan Kearney, who is currently facing multiple felony counts of witness intimidation and harassment in the Karen Reed case that David Yannetti and Alan Jackson were the defense attorneys for. Doesn't that sound crazy?
Mm-hmm.
Here are these two guys going on supporting him, and not only that, fundraising for him, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And Karen Reed and Aidan Kearney are both facing a defamation suit from the same witnesses. So the thing that got me thinking was Julie's post today. I don't know if anyone saw it. Yannetti appeared to insinuate on the show that the attorneys representing the witnesses who are suing Karen Reed and Aidan Kearney for defamation had taken his and Aidan Kearney's text messages out of context, and that it was BBO material, meaning that these lawyers could be reported to the BBO for something that they put in a filing. First of all, it's not out of context, and you'll see that tonight. The texts are much worse than even that.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. He wants everyone to look the other way.
Mm-hmm.
Look at those lawyers. Look at those lawyers over here. Don't look at us. And it's mind-boggling that David Yannetti would level an accusation like that against any lawyer, given that he and Alan Jackson spent approximately 3 years misrepresenting facts and lying to the court and to the public.
Yep.
Like Julie said today in her post, he misrepresented in court filings and publicly. David Yannetti represented that Brian Albert and Michael Proctor were close and intimate friends.
Yep.
Those two had never met each other before John O'Keefe died. Never. They had never met each other, not once. Yannetti also presented a picture of 3 children with Michael Proctor and represented that they were Jen McCabe's minor children in court filings and to the public. The McCabes had also never met Michael Proctor, ever, before John O'Keefe's death. Yep. The mother of those children had to come forward to the court to say, these are my children. To this day, like Julie said in her post, neither Yannetti nor Alan Jackson has issued a retraction or even an apology in that matter. And both false claims continue to be repeated ad nauseum on Twitter, on Facebook, all over social media. To this day, that picture still remains on Turtle Boy's blog, and those children are still identified as Jen McCabe's children with Michael Proctor. No retractions, no corrections. They've been doing this for years. Look over here, look anywhere but at Karen Reed, look anywhere but at us. And a lot of you do that, right? Some of you fall for it, because if you didn't, the text messages that we've been showing for weeks would infuriate you. And they should, because they're so egregious. You would not be defending them, and you certainly would not be funding their continuing harassment and defamation. So that's my rant. And tonight we're going to finish up with the text messages and the pattern of conduct that so many people keep trying to excuse away. And we are just not going to let that happen.
No.
So Queen Julie, take it away.
So Jenny is going to read for us. We're going to start with a series of messages about Paul O'Keefe. So how this started was Aidan noticed that John O'Keefe's Facebook account was active. And in his, he was very naive. He thought there could be information in that account that would show that Karen and John were a happy couple. So he was going to message the account and find out who was using it. Facetiously, Karen had said it was Proctor. But anyways, so Aidan does message the account, and he has an exchange with Paul. And one of the things I want to point out before Jenny starts and she starts reading these is that is third-party contact. There was a restraining order. Karen Reed could not go near the O'Keefe family, and Aidan Kearney was contacting whoever was behind that account, and he found out very quickly it was Paul O'Keefe on behalf of Karen Reed. So I want you guys to remember that.
Wait, Julie, can I just interrupt? She told him it was Proctor?
I think it was facetious. She's like, it's probably Proctor.
Yeah, that's what she told Aidan.
But I think she was being sarcastic.
Who knows?
Yes, she did tell him it was Proctor. 100%. She told him it was Proctor.
Yep.
Wow.
So if you want to take it away, Jenny.
Yep. So this is Aidan to Yannetti. Hey, I had a long conversation with Paul O'Keefe last night, and it was enlightening. I'm going to send you screenshots of our entire conversation. Yannetti, you do not know where Brian Allard is living now, do you? And Aidan, all I know is somewhere in Norwood, can't find where. Wouldn't he have his mail to 34 Fairview forwarded? And then he sends him all of these screenshots from the conversation.
It was a long conversation.
Yeah, it was really long. Oh, there's more. Okay. And then Yannetti says, thanks for sending those. I'm trying to put them in order for our team. What screenshot comes after, I don't know who you are or why you are running a dead man's Facebook page?
That's how Aidan started it. That's how he started the messages.
To his brother. That's lovely.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And Aidan, sorry about that. I'm sending them to Natalie, and she's going to put them in the order on a PDF. Yannetti says, no need. And Aidan says, but there's a lot of insight into what Lally is telling this guy. And then Yannetti says, Natalie did it for us. So she did the PDF for them. Thank you. And then he replies to Aidan's message about the insight, and he says he agrees.
Yeah. And so can I just say, we're talking about the victim's family here. This is the attorney representing the accused who knows there's a restraining order. He's receiving these messages, and they're speaking about the victim's family.
We see you, David Yannetti.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Aidan says, he seems like he can be convinced by me though. So I'm going to stay in contact. And Yannetti says, oh, and then Yannetti goes back to that same comment about the insight with Lally and calls them brainwashed.
Yep. And again, victim's family here.
Yeah. Yep. And that's, we hear that all the time, right? Like that's the narrative that's out there about the O'Keefes. Like that's why they think Karen is guilty, because they're brainwashed.
Yes.
And the idea that Lally is brainwashing Paul O'Keefe, if Lally were capable of brainwashing, it would have been 12 jurors. Right?
Yeah. And
go ahead, Julie.
I think once you meet Paul and Peggy, I don't think those people can be brainwashed. 100%. Like
I was actually, I was just going to say that to Julie and Ginny, because they've met both of them, can you imagine thinking that those two could be brainwashed?
Absolutely not.
No. It's like thinking that Jen can brainwash Carrie Roberts.
Karen. Yeah, Carrie Roberts or Karen into thinking she had
absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Yeah, no.
No way.
God, no.
But I mean, that's how it's just like when they say, you know, these messages are fake or that's AI. That's just how they shove everything under the rug so they don't have to look at it.
Yeah.
Right. Because what else are you going to say? I mean, when the victim's family thinks who the killer is, right? You kind of always, you know, the public usually goes with the victim's family, right? And especially with all this evidence. So they have to make a story. Yeah. They have to make it that they're brainwashed and these people are terrible. And Mr. O'Keefe is bringing his car to be fixed. Like, this is what these Looney Tunes did.
Yeah. Yep. So, and then Aidan agrees. He says brainwashed, but also these people respect institutions. They want to believe that our institutions could never allow for something like this to happen. He says it several times. He doesn't like to think and prefers that experts, he doesn't like to think. Is that what he said?
Yes. He said that.
Oh, wow. Yep. And prefers that experts tell him what to believe as opposed to a blogger. We saw this with so many during COVID. It's human nature I love how philosophical he's getting here.
Yeah, he's such a great judge of psychology.
It's human nature for many. These people all wear the thin blue line to court, but it's not for John. It's for the state police. Oh my God. They view her defense as an attack on the institution of police rather than rogue police officers.
They just fill in the blanks. Like they just this is how John's family is thinking, right? With no context whatsoever. That's just the narrative he assigned it.
But also you see how malleable he is, because if you go back and you read his blog or you read through all of his text messages, Aidan Kearney was not an ACAB person. Aidan Kearney was very much a pro-police person. At least his personality on his blog was, his private messages with people were. So he's so easily influenced, like Richie kind of, right? To be like, oh, this is an attack on the institution because now I'm friends with David Yannetti and Karen Reed.
Well, 100%. He's talking about himself here and he's trying to justify what he's doing.
Yes.
So he's not talking about Paul, but it's offensive that he is talking about Paul, but he's actually talking about himself. This is all projection.
Yes.
That is a very smart analysis. Agreed. Off the record. And Paul did say that his brother looked like he went 5 rounds with Mike Tyson. That is why I said that to the press months ago.
So we do have media to go along with this. When Jenny gets through all of them, we'll show it to you guys. But what I want to point out to everyone here is that comment came from Karen. Karen said Paul said that. David Yannetti had never spoken to Paul O'Keefe.
Never. And you know what Paul really said? It looks like he was in a car accident.
And he looked and on the stand, he said he looked banged up. He never said that. Just like Karen's face when she tried to turn into whatever she was in that documentary. And the fact that David Yannetti is presenting this as truth when it wasn't said to him, you're disgusting. You're disgusting.
Just like pin it on the girl.
Yes.
Pin it on the girl and this, all lies, and all of their followers still think those are true words that Paul O'Keefe said, and they all think Michael Proctor said pin it on the girl in his text messages.
Right. And when you look at it in hindsight, him kind of justifying it here, saying that's why I said it to the press months ago. It's like he's weaving the story backwards, right? Like Karen was always doing. Like they're always working to make it look like all these things happened in the past that didn't actually happen or didn't happen the way they said they did.
And the only person that actually said it was David Yannetti. David Yannetti said that.
I mean, even let's say hypothetically, anyone said that by looking at him. I mean, that's before you even understand, what the black eye causes the black eyes, right? Like if you were just to see someone, you could be like, oh, I just think it's absurd to even try and assert this.
Well, especially when he didn't say it.
Well, yeah, of course.
Right?
But
I mean, and I mean, they're trying to make it seem like he got his ass kicked. So they want to portray that his brother also thought that when he literally said he looks like he got hit by a car and he was banged up.
Right. Well, I'm just trying to make the point that like I get all that. It's just like what is, even if that was not the case, it's like what would even be the point?
Right, just to put out the, you know, he got beat up. You know, they just always love saying that.
Your mic died.
Okay, let's see. And then Aidan says, yeah, I figured. I couldn't tell him that, though. Would reveal too much. And then Yannetti liked that comment. And
did we move to another day?
521. Yes, we did.
Yeah. So let's show all the stuff that we have to go for Paul. And again, this is a victim's survivor, so they're covered by that Bill of Rights for victims.
Yep.
None of this should be happening. And these
So
are
gross.
messages. Yep. These are messages between Aidan and Paul O'Keefe. And you can see here, I'm not going to read all of them, but Aidan says to him, didn't you say that he looked like he went 5 rounds with Mike Tyson? And that's at the bottom of the one side, at the top of the other side. Nope. That was Yannetti. Paul never said it.
Nope.
Wow.
And Paul was actually very polite to Aidan.
He was.
I don't know that I would have been that polite, but he was very, he was being very cordial. He was being very arbitrary. He was trying to, you know, talk to Aidan.
Reason with him.
Yes, he was. Yeah.
I think one of the saddest things that he said, which was so true, right, for people that live around here, he had said, you know, I wish you were on my side, right? Because he knew what happened to his brother and they had no one, defending them, no one standing with them, you know, and I thought that when I read that, I always thought that was so sad, right? Because and he, like you said, Julie, he was so nice to him, and you've met him. He's just the nicest guy.
Yes.
He's the nicest guy.
Well, and you think you can reason with a journalist, right?
Yeah.
Like, hey, you got this side of the story, dude, but like, let me tell you, like, here's our truth.
Yeah.
Aidan didn't want that.
And even if you were not pretending to be an award-winning journalist, and even if you did not have a relationship with the attorneys in the case, so just setting all of that aside, if there's something very wrong with a person who attempts to contact a victim's family members this way
100%
after a murder, it is sick. Never do it.
When I haven't seen this in so long, it's so disturbing.
Just twisted. I mean, they're, you know, it's a grieving family. Why do you have no right to communicate with these people, no matter who you are?
The family should always be off limits. Always.
Yeah. It's sick.
They usually are.
You want me to go ahead and play this?
Yes.
Okay. Oh boy, here we go.
I know. It's not you.
Hold on. Let me just stop sharing and then reshare it again, because
Cool.
that seems to work when I do.
Thank you for all the people who are donating right now. I'm reading the chat. We appreciate you.
Yeah. Thank you so much, you guys.
People are donating.
Means
Great
a
idea.
lot. Yes.
Kate
Oh,
had
you guys,
suggested
thank you so much.
$10 donation.
Thank you.
Okay. Well, it hates me. Hold on. I've got it in Dropbox. I'll just pull that one up.
Man, we had this problem last time.
I know. Why is it always
It's
like
this interface. There's something really strange about it with StreamYard.
Okay, here we go.
And the victim here looked like he had been punched out by Mike Tyson. And the victim here looked like he had been punched out by Mike Tyson.
That's very early on. He said that to Court TV. See, he had hair. That's how early it was.
Boom.
All right, let's see if this one works.
He looked like he had gone 10 rounds with Mike Tyson as my colleague has once analogized.
That's not an analogy, first of all.
Well, but I mean, Jackson attributed it correctly, right?
Yep,
It was
he
David
did.
Yannetti.
Yes.
He sure did. Not Paul O'Keefe.
Wow.
Right.
About the trial, she likes to turn and look at me and smirk.
Oh, wait. Are we on that one yet? Oh, we are?
Yes. This is correct.
She's
Yeah,
never
this-
once made eye contact with my wife, Erin. So when the mistrial was announced, she turned and looked right at Erin and gave her a smirk, and then went over and hugging and celebrating to some extent. And I just said, you know, you're not done yet.
Yeah. She made faces at Paul through the whole
trial.
The whole trial. Would not look at Erin. But here is Bob Alessi and David Yannetti, and they go on Melanie Little's show. This is after trial 2. So this is after she's acquitted, and let's hear what they have to say about this.
Also, don't think that we didn't notice the way that you were so protective of Karen in the courtroom. During trial 1, David, you were the buffer between Paul O'Keefe and Karen, and the way that you were so protective over her and tried to, it appeared that way anyway. I'm not sure if that was your intent, but it appeared that you were shielding her from this death glare. I can say that. And we want to thank you for that. And then also we saw, Bob, we saw you do that too during trial 2. At one point, you guys, I think, switched seats, and you were so protective of her that it was so heartwarming to see, because you don't see that a lot. And I'm sure that that's the way that you felt.
Yeah, we had a variety of reasons for moving Bob Alessi around the seating, but I will tell you, when I was there, the boxer in me came out, and I was ready on several fronts, the foremost of which was just to, provide a physical buffer and anything else that was needed. It was a close-knit team, and we were going to do whatever was necessary whenever for Karen.
Yeah. So a couple things here. First of all, Bob says the boxer in him came out. So he's saying he was being aggressive.
Yeah.
The other thing is, I think that her attorneys were aware of the way Karen is and the way she was behaving.
Yes.
We know what happened with her and Carl Dougal. We know what happened with her and Gretchen Voss in the stairs. And I 100% believe what Paul was saying, that she was giving him dirty looks. And
She
yet
was giving everyone dirty looks.
Yes.
her fans flipped that, and they made Paul into this horrible human. I mean, can you imagine? It's your sibling. I would be ready to strangle someone.
I cannot believe he said that boxing comment. I've never
Oh,
seen
it's
that clip
worse.
before.
You guys think it's worse. There's another clip that I have of Bob Alessi and David Yannetti where they say something, and the hypocrisy and the irony of it, and it has to do with boxing. You're all going to die.
Not only that, right? But listen to that clown, Melanie Little.
Yeah.
You are talking about a victim's family.
Mm-hmm.
You're talking about like, what is wrong with all of you? I've never seen anything like this, and that all of these fans are cheering this on. And let me tell you something. Everybody knows she, meaning Karen Reed, has mouthed, given dirty looks, called witnesses liars. She could have been indicted for witness intimidation, sitting at the defense table, mouthing liar to people who were up on the stand. She's lucky that she never was, because that is not how you're supposed to behave. If that was a gang member or anyone else in Massachusetts, they would have been hauled out of there and charged with witness intimidation within 5 minutes.
Well, I have to here. We have some of those examples here of Karen's bad behavior, because
say something first.
No, I'm not gonna play it yet, but I was just gonna say, someone said, they flip everything, right?
Yeah.
They flip it.
Yeah.
Whatever Karen is doing, the family was doing,
Right.
everything was for
Mhm.
show. I
Yeah.
remember like seeing Yannetti like block, basically
Yes.
use his body to
Sit
block.
completely sideways.
Yeah. And it was just all for show.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, I was just going to say, like, God help us if we ever need these two capri pant wearing men to protect us from someone. That's number one. Number two, remember when Karen left court and she made a point to say that to some reporter that she was like, oh no, I don't even notice Paul. I wouldn't be able to tell you what he was wearing on any given day, when she was clearly focusing on him and glaring at him and doing all these things. And I think you're right. I think the job was keep Karen from like jumping over the table to get at Paul.
Mm-hmm. It's so gross. It's so, when have you ever seen lawyers talk like that? I mean, this man died.
I mean, Melanie Little,
Mhm.
let's remind everyone, Melanie Little was counting the judge coughing, insinuating that the
right.
judge was sending secret messages to the prosecutor
Yeah.
to have him object because the questions were too hard for the witness on the stand. I mean,
She's bananas.
it's like these people have created this crazy ass storyline in their head, villainized everyone, and are acting off of it like this like magical fiction story, and then creating this idea of like Paul is the bad guy here. I mean,
Right. And these two guys are like some kind of bodyguards. It's so ridiculous.
They're such clowns. They're in, and the thought of all of those just absurd pink people, like, the minions cheering this and loving it, and they know their audience, and just they will buy anything.
And why would a victim's family not be looking at and watching the defendant during the entire trial? When have you seen a trial when that hasn't happened?
Never.
I mean, everything is so imaginary.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a lot of families have to leave because they cannot take it,
Mhm.
because it does bring up those emotions. You lost someone you love. I
Yes.
mean, it's
And you know in
outrageous.
your heart of hearts what happened.
Yep.
I mean, we saw her. Like, Ginny's probably going to play them now. We don't
Yeah.
have to imagine it, or we saw her
Right.
behavior.
Yeah, believe
so
Karen.
there was a
Well,
lot more.
they were in that smaller courtroom because of Karen.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah. Let me play some of these.
Yeah.
And yeah, I basically had to just pick and choose because there was a lot more.
So many.
But it's pretty obvious who was comfortable making faces at people and saying things to people in open court. And here you go. So this is Karen. This is at a hearing before the first trial, actually. You can see how young Jackson looks here. And this is her mouthing F you to Lally.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna go to the DA's office now tomorrow.
And she's so proud of herself. Like, you see the smile she gives Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's her famous middle finger to Yuri. This one was actually to Jen. She mouthed liar to Jen McCabe during one of the pretrial hearings, I believe also before the first trial. It's kind of in slow motion, so you can see it better, but.
Yep.
Yeah.
And like I just said, if that was a gang member in Boston
Right.
Wood, they literally would have dragged him out of there.
Oh, 100%.
And they would have been in jail for the remainder of the trial.
100%.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And in many other courtrooms.
100%. That is witness intimidation right there.
It is.
Full stop. No one can argue it. That is, you cannot do that.
Mm-hmm.
And then this, I just zoomed in on her, but I mean, you'll hear Hank talking. This is while Hank is talking. And you'll also hear his pauses.
The most conscientious, dedicated, admired state police officers in Massachusetts.
And then Liza's
After
like,
having
quit
his
it.
name attempted to be sullied all over social media, attacking his integrity and his name. I can dare say that Lieutenant Fanning is in a different position than many. His integrity is so reputable, none of that will break him or his reputation. But it happened. When you look at the motion filed by the defense in this case.
And then the last one, which we probably all
To
remember.
be overlaid.
What would you like to
So if when you start to stand and say object, that's fine. Dr. Russell, you finish your answer, and Mr. Brennan, wait until she finishes her answer before your next question.
I'd like to see the court.
Do you want to explain what happened there, Jenny?
Wouldn't be accurate.
Yeah. So that's when she was looking at him, telling him, Hank was standing at the lectern. He was steering, I think Russell's.
It was the voir dire, I think.
Yeah, the voir dire.
Or the Lanigan. It was the Lanigan.
One of those. Yeah. And she looked at Hank and she was like, "You're so bad."
Mm-hmm.
And he basically said it back to her, like questioning, like, "You're talking to me?" And then asked for a sidebar.
So I think this is just a prime example of her impulse control issues. You can see, especially in that top left video, like she's almost like rocking, like she can't control her anger, her emotion. She's just incapable of it. And I don't even know that middle bottom one, that's when Yuri was on the stand, when she was flipping. And I actually believe she was not consciously doing that. I think she was so mad that like her anger came out, and it was like, because I think her body shows a lot more than she's willing to show, and she shows a lot.
But it really looked like to me in the bottom left one that Liza like snapped her head around and was like, "Stop doing that."
Right? Like,
and then kind of kept looking at her behind, you know, the attorney, so that it looked like she was babysitting her there.
I think everything Karen does is intentional. I just don't think she thinks she should have any accountability for anything. I think she justifies everything she does in her own head.
Yeah.
As a victim.
Her parents helped her.
As a victim. Mm-hmm.
I mean, she did in the first trial, she mouthed to witnesses who were on the stand. She is, you've never seen anything like this. And just the excuses that are made and the, you know, turned into a queen. And it is, it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean, there were, like I said, there were so many more examples. There was when Lank was on the stand.
Yes.
She was like mouthing stuff about the stuff he was saying.
Yes.
When Jen was on the stand and Jackson was going really hard at her, she was like jumping up and down in her seat.
She was so excited.
Smiling, like so excited, like a second grader getting a lollipop. I mean, it was crazy.
And the amount of time she did that to
she did that to Coco, to Nicole Albert, stared her down.
Yeah.
And then
she did it to
her
so many
attorney,
times,
too.
right? Yeah.
She was constantly like, you know, telling her attorneys really passionately that they should be objecting to something, you know, just.
I just think it's ironic that when she would go and give Hank an evil eye when he was standing like behind her to the right, we're actually seeing like rage, anger in her as she's turning back in the same direction she probably was reversing in rage. Like it's almost like we're getting that picture right there.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know who could say that they could not see this woman doing that.
Right.
Right. Neither.
right?
You're out of your mind.
And no one's correcting her. Neither of her parents are being like, Karen, that's not appropriate. Nobody is telling her it's not appropriate. They're just trying to make it okay. And then her attorneys are trying to buffer what she's doing. No one is saying, this is inappropriate, Karen.
Right.
You cannot
Stop
behave this way in a courtroom.
Yeah. Well, we all remember too when she did that to Kearney, right? When she started laughing.
Yeah.
Yes.
And Kearney called her out for it.
Yes.
And how angry she was walking out of that courtroom. I mean, she looked like someone had shot her because she was just so shocked that someone actually said something to her.
Yep.
In this one, I cut it out just because I was trying to make everything fit, but she's looking back at Nathan. Nathan and her parents are back here behind her. And Nathan is kind of like looking at her, like smiling, like smirking. Yeah, not really smiling.
It's like schoolgirl, right? It's like mean high school, like that cliche movie with like the mean high school girl, like turning around and looking at her friends in class. Like,
sassy.
Yeah. Just wild.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yep.
I think we're going to the next set of text messages now, right?
There should be some
one
videos of harassment.
These?
I don't know if that's it. Go ahead and play it. Let's see. I don't.
Here's the deal, though. Tonight 50%
No, that's not it.
raised money.
No, so I did. So one of the things I had a couple videos of the harassment that this spawned, right? So the harassment against the O'Keefes when they would walk into the courtroom, there is a video.
Hold on,
I'll post it. After.
No, I've got it. I've got it. Hold on. I think.
What spawned it though, Julie?
All of this. This started it. This is how it originated.
From the
correct from these messages and Karen
Oh,
filling Aidan's head with these people are terrible. These people are terrible. And so it continues.
You can't
to this
hate them
day.
enough.
Yes.
You know, I mean, it's just, which is so sad. Like no matter what you think of the family, they have a right to be there through the justice process. They have a right to do this.
It's
disgusting. It's disgusting.
Yeah, this is it.
Yeah.
And then there's another one after this.
Yes, correct.
Yeah, sorry, I missed these.
Free Kearney! Free Kearney! Free Kearney! Free Kearney!
I got you. Oh my God. Get this shit.
I mean, did you see John's dad?
That
what father who has lost a child should have to walk through that disgusting savagery? That is, those are savage people. And I want you to remember,
savage people. They are monsters.
Yannetti was inquiring about these protests in front of the courthouse. We already saw one text message. We're going to see another one.
Yep.
They sign off on this.
Yep.
They sign off on this.
So the next video is right before the second trial. This is a reporter who is shocked by what she sees, and I'll tell you what happens after she posts this. So Helena Rafferty had walked in either with the family or before or after the family. So FKR tried to tell this reporter that they weren't harassing Paul. It was because of Helena. But when you really listen to what these people are saying, this is all directed at Paul. And there's a sign and it says O'Keefe on it. Like, and there are people calling Paul an asshole. This was directed at Paul.
I can say with my own eyes and ears, I was there once. I was there a few times, but I was there once when I cannot even tell you the vile names that were screamed at Mrs. O'Keefe, the mother of the victim, as she walked into court. It was shocking.
And so, I mean, think about those messages with David Yannetti, where he's saying Paul is brainwashed.
Yeah.
And then
Right.
Aidan repeats back to him. He's like parroting it back. And they want to believe in institutions. And now think about what happened from that.
Yep.
Think about everything. That's where it started. It started with Yannetti. It started with Karen. It started with their comments. And look at where it ended. This is disgusting. This is absolutely disgusting. There's no excuse.
No.
None.
No.
Yeah, and his biggest concern was that if Aidan got arrested, he wouldn't be able to have contact with the witnesses anymore.
Yep.
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 Yeah. So I think this is the end for this, Ginny, and we can go on to the next text message.
Okay. Yeah. So we ended at him liking Aidan's comment. And then Yannetti sends a document to Aidan.
Yep. So this is the opposition, I think. Does it say opposition? Yep. So I think this is Brian Albert's opposition to the Rule 17. And so I just want to remind everyone, this goes all the way to the SJC, and they are denied for Brian Albert's phone. So this was not a corrupt Kearney judge.
Right.
Even the SJC said, you do not have legal basis to get these phones. But that's what that was. Yeah.
Yeah. And then Aidan says, just seeing this now, I wrote about it though. Congrats on the victory. And Yannetti likes his comment. And then Yannetti sends him the motion to quash.
And so I think that's from either Brian Albert's attorney or Karen Reed's attorney.
And Aidan says, just read it, not sure what to take from that or what the basis of their objection is, other than they tried this last year and were denied. My understanding is that circumstances have changed since then due to Jen McCabe's phone records. So you're asking them to reconsider in light of that.
So, and I just want to say here, and I'm speaking to Aidan Kearney, you want to talk a lot about the First Amendment, but the Fourth Amendment is also very important. And that was the motion to quash. That is what Greg Henning was saying, if you had really read it.
Yeah. And then Yannetti likes his comment and says, there's more, stand by. We will be filing a written response by the end of the day tomorrow. You will want to see it. I will send you a copy after it is filed, as it will be a public document then. And then Yannetti says, you're a class act. Karen and her parents, thank you. And I don't know if you guys can see that.
Yeah, that was a donation. And then we have three things to go along with this. If you guys recall, Aidan had done this because they were looking for it. We talked about this before. They were looking for that hearing so they could call the witnesses to the stand. That was really their hearing to get the case dismissed, right? They wanted to put Jen on the stand. They wanted to put Brian on the stand. And Kearney said, there's no basis for a hearing like that. You can't do it. So then they put together this GoFundMe. And so now Aidan is here and he's like, hey, you guys can hear it.
Okay, let me play.
Here's the deal, though. Tonight, 50% of all raised money is going to the Karen Reed Legal Defense Fund. Half of it. I'm giving half is going to Karen Reed. So that's what we're doing tonight. So the more money we raise, every $1 out of $2 goes to the Karen Reed Defense Fund. And because I was going to make I am going to make my own donation as well on top of that. But like today, I want to use this like a fundraiser for that. So if anybody would like to donate, I'm donating 50% of all Turtle Chats tonight are going to the Karen Reed Legal Defense Fund. Okay? So that's what we're going to do. Because again, this is not just her fight. This is all of our fight. And this, this whole fucking thing on Wednesday was just a waste of money for her. All that was just her pissing away money and the judge being like, what the fuck are you going to do about it? Like, that's all that was just a dick measuring competition with Judge Kearney. And she wanted to show Alan Jackson that she had a bigger dick than he did. That was the whole purpose of that hearing. It was nonsense. So anyway, so we're going to get into that tonight. By the way, I don't know if you guys saw this. This is a story I did earlier this week.
Yeah. So, and we showed you guys the retainer agreement where Karen is talking about she's paying him pretty much. You can discern from that for she's paying Jackson for pretrial work. Now they know this case is probably not going to get dismissed, right? Because that hearing was denied, and now they need a GoFundMe. So, yep. So we've got another video where, let's see, this one. This one is Aidan telling you, and I want you to think about that 4:20 phone call with the attorneys.
Yep.
So Aidan is telling you his role in this video.
Look at his face.
Yeah, this is well after both trials. Aidan is reflecting, and he is telling you the role that he played in this whole thing.
My role in this was to raise money to create the infrastructure that raised $1.1 million for her legal defense fund, to build public morale and public support for Kearney, which emotionally helps out a lot, I would assume, right? And to make sure the eyes of the world didn't stop watching about this and raise awareness. That's the role I played in this, and I think I did it well. So that's me.
None of that is journalism, by the way.
Nope. And it's in one of the very first messages between Alan Jackson and Turtle Boy.
Yep.
They talk about the fundraiser. It clearly was his role.
Yep. And this, so this was a turning point for me. This was just as the first trial started. And so before that, I had an impression of the Reeds, but I was trying to be gracious. I was trying to be gracious to Janet and William Reed. This was their daughter, trying to be gracious to Nathan. I didn't know about all this stuff that was going on. And I had this intuition and this gut feeling that, yeah, they're just as bad as Karen. And then I heard this. And so this is April, just as the first trial starts. This is Janet.
I want to tell you, was Turtle unbelievable? Did you watch his? Oh my! Yeah. Nathan texted my son. You know,
I gotta make sure.
You gotta watch it. It's incredible. I said, oh my God, he's so smart and he's so like Ashley Banfield. Yeah, that's who was interrupting him. She tried to like.
Yeah, and then we found out, right? We found out they were watching all this. So when Aidan Kearney was calling Peggy O'Keefe, see you next Tuesday, the Reeds, William Reed and Janet Reed, were cheering that on.
Yep.
And let's also remember Janet Reed is walking arm in arm with the man who did a video threatening Caitlin Albert's unborn children.
Correct.
And fantasized about the things that he would do to them. And that is who she is with in this video.
It's like the sickest carnival of people. It's like a circus of these awful human beings that have no human decency for other people.
Yes.
They find each other.
Yeah. I mean, it's Jerry Springer. It's Jerry
Which
Springer.
I used to think that the people that went on that show were fake. And then I came across this like FKR circus and I'm like, no, people like this really
They really do.
They sure do.
They do.
Yeah, Kate said it's like the Garbage Pail Kids.
Yeah. Yeah. Unfortunately come to life. Yeah.
It is.
Okay, so we can go back to the text.
Okay.
Oh wow.
Oh my God, you guys.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so
much.
much.
Oh my gosh, amazing.
You guys,
are
thank you
awesome.
so much. This is great.
That is awesome.
Okay. So Aidan says, after Yannetti thanks him on behalf of Karen and her parents, my pleasure. I said half of all donations last night would go to this, so people were energized to help. And then Yannetti loves it and says, do you have a minute? I have some information for you. And says, HPO denied. Aidan says, no two-party hearing. And Yannetti says, nope, you already won. This is the first of several losses Jen McCabe is going to have in multiple court settings.
Yeah. So we have the HPO hearing, and I just want to remind everyone, this is a witness in a murder case that David Yannetti is referring to. And he knows that Aidan is harassing this person.
Yep.
It's disgusting.
I would just ask that you please raise your right hand. Could you solemnly swear the testimony about to give the court the cause now hearing is the truth to help you God?
I do.
Good afternoon, Ms. McCabe.
Good afternoon.
How are you today?
I'm okay.
Good.
A little nervous.
All right. Don't be nervous. Just give me one moment, okay?
Sure.
All right. So you're seeking a harassment prevention order against Mr. Kearney?
Yes.
All right. I have read your affidavit. I am somewhat familiar with the larger picture, let's say. So why don't you tell me, you can tell me anything you'd like, but explain to me what it is you're asking the court to do and why.
Well, I'm asking for protection from Mr. Kearney. He has started about April 18th. He's nonstop. He writes blogs every day, and every day he tries to humiliate me, harass me. Most recently, he chased me out of a court hearing and prevented me from walking, had a big camera. He was harassing me, intimidating me. I was fearing. I didn't know what he was going to do next. He chased me to my car. He was calling me a cop killer.
When you say chase, did he follow you?
Yes, he followed me out of the court and down the street a significant way.
There were other press and reporters at that
Yes,
event?
I actually have a thumb drive with a lot of this for you to be able to see. But he videoed the whole thing, and then he showed it on all his social media platforms. And then he proceeded to, post, this is a cop killer, she's a cop murderer. And then on that post that he did, he said that he wasn't going to stop. He was going to harass me every day. He was going to go to my children's events.
Has he done that?
No, he has not done that yet. Right. He has emailed, I have 2 daughters in college, and he's emailed the school. Well, I don't know. Someone has emailed the schools, and they've attached his blog.
I understand.
So he has a significant amount of followers, and he does his live shows. And I have received terrible threats from phone calls. I get voicemails. I get Facebook messengers from his followers.
So just so I'm clear, not necessarily from him.
He called me once.
Okay. And that call was, did he?
It was a voicemail. No. Okay. He just had questions.
All right. I just want to make sure we're talking about the same.
Yeah.
So you may have gotten some other things from maybe people who follow him.
Yes.
But not him.
Correct.
Okay, understood.
But as of, today, he again posted that he was going to make my life a hell. He wasn't going to stop. He would come to, again, he's constantly saying he's going to come to events. He's calling me horrific names. He made t-shirts to humiliate me and my appearance, and he's selling them for profit. I literally wake up every single day and I don't know what he's going to write, he parked outside of my house. And he did a live feed, and he threatened that he would be coming back. My kids are having panic and anxiety attacks.
Broadcasted from your street, not on your property, but from your
on
area.
the street.
Okay, understood.
He's given my address, my husband's social security. It's just nonstop. My kids are seeing everything all over social media. They're having panic attack at schools, and I have to come and pick them up.
All right. Is there anything else you want me to consider?
Is there any way that you can do something so he can't blog about me?
Well, no, and that's kind of the crux of where I'm about to go with this. Under the request you're asking me, a significant portion, I believe, of what you're telling me is essentially protected free speech under the First Amendment. I'm sure you can appreciate he is a quote-unquote member of the press. Probably not the message you were hoping to hear.
No, I understand.
But so that's kind of where my ruling is heading based on everything you've told me. And I know it could be upsetting to you and your family, but I have to be honest, I'm not inclined to issue the order for that reason. If there's anything else that you want me to look at or consider, I'm happy to do it. If you've kind of given me the flavor of what this has been like, I do appreciate it. And you went to great lengths to write a very detailed affidavit. But I would need to find, by a preponderance of the evidence, a substantial likelihood of the immediate danger of abuse as defined by the law. Because of the free speech issues and his status in the press, I'm just not getting there.
Okay, so him chasing me out of court and intimidating me?
Yeah, I mean, well, that's why I asked you. I kind of asked you that question. And you said, chase. I know there was probably a thong of other press people and reporters.
They never. He came down the street, walked in front of me, was saying terrible, nasty things, then walked behind me, then followed me to my car. I mean, it was a good distance. I couldn't even make it across the street because he was in front of me. He was bumping into my husband. Then we're getting into our car, and he's yelling, "Cop killer, cop killer!" I didn't know if he was going to come over to my car. I don't know what this man's going to do.
Right.
He seems to be getting more and more agitated every day and saying he's going to do things. Then I see live video outside of him outside of my house and telling me he'll be back.
But what I will say to that is, and I'm not wishing that this escalates in any way, shape, or form, but just because an event today comes before the court and the court rules one way, doesn't mean that if there is a change in circumstances, that you can't come back and ask the court to consider it in the future. I'm just not hearing enough of what I would need to hear under the law for me to do what you're asking today.
Okay.
Okay. I hope I explained that well enough to you.
And the thumb drive that I've prepared.
Yeah. I mean, you can certainly tell me, is it things that one would see on his news or his page?
Yes.
Things of that nature, kind of like you've described in your affidavit. I mean, I'm happy to have that be part of the record. I think I get the flavor again of what you're telling me. And again, his association as a member of the press really doesn't change sort of where I'm going with my ruling.
Okay.
But I'm certainly happy to include that as part of the record if you want.
Okay.
All right?
Yes.
All right. Well, thank you very much. So that will conclude the hearing. I'm going to decline your request to issue.
So, yep. So if you think that those messages with David Yannetti didn't contribute to the way he acted in this video, you're nuts. You're nuts. David Yannetti, his reaction, David Yannetti sending this to him is the reason why he was acting like that. The other thing I'd like to say is, well, there's two things. One of them I'll reserve for Carrie. Carrie, you can speak about it because there has been some backlash towards you about it, but it was in this hearing. But when Aidan would go in for a protection order, because he was doing this at the same time, he had problems in his own life with other people. There was an attorney, her name is Kate Fay, and Kate Fay was telling him exactly what he needed to say to get a protection order. So I don't know what's going on in the justice system in Massachusetts, but there are some very crazy people in it. And so, Carrie, do you want to speak about, Jen had talked about, and, you know, Melanie Little had made a comment about Jen's children and their mental health.
Yes.
We heard it way back then. That's
yeah, you know what I was going to ask you, Julie? I remember this obviously, but what was the date on this? I'm just curious.
This is, so the texts are from the end of May.
Yep.
So this is very early on. And I really do think that the judge, I think the judge denying it is the reason why he showed up at the lacrosse game.
No, so I was just going to say that, right? So
the end of May. So it's
I
the
wish
end of May.
so badly that obviously they couldn't wait because of what he was doing, but he did so much after this.
Yes.
And they would have been granted, I believe they would have been granted one again, but they would never go back because there was no way, in my opinion, I've never talked to her about this, but which I am going to ask her because I'm curious, because I would never go back after that.
Me neither.
Right? It's humiliating. And to look at him there, which is just so infuriating, celebrating and laughing, this is so funny. And my kids are having panic attacks and struggling, and he thinks it's hilarious. All of the things that the judge said she would need happened.
Yep, they sure did.
Happened after this, right? Everything happened after this. They have orders on him now from what happened at D&E when he did go back to Canton. Went into, I'm pretty sure he has to stay away from all of them at this point. But it went on for years that there was no protection. When he just asked them, has he gone to your kids' sporting events? And she said no. I was like, oh my God, this was before that. So
and he mouths when she says that, he mouths in this video, not yet.
Yeah. Yeah. So
he was emboldened.
Yeah.
After this.
Of course.
And in my opinion, they should have been, he'd been chasing them. I believe he came to her house.
He did.
Yeah, he said that.
So I don't understand.
And the judge flat out said it has to escalate before, if it escalates past this to, I assume violence, then you can come back into my courtroom and you can apply again. Imagine
I believe that she would have gotten it if the lacrosse game had happened before that.
Yeah.
Right. And a lot of the other things too. He went to her house, he went to her door with Richie, there were so many things. But like I said, I'll have to ask her. I would never have gone back again because this is humiliating. And I'm sure all of them, Chris Albert, none of them went back for one after because no one was protecting them.
Nobody was.
And the purpose of an HPO is to keep it from escalating. And this judge just said, well, maybe if it escalates, you can come back and try again.
Yes. And
That
it most
is-
certainly did escalate.
Yes, it's unbelievable that you would tell a woman that.
And so, I mean, he had done so many things.
Can I
so many things,
interject real
harassing
quickly?
things to this family.
Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yep.
Oh, okay. I just wanted a clarification. So, so David Yannetti told Jen that it was denied.
Correct. So
I'm
how
sorry,
did he
told
Correct.
Aidan that it was denied. And then did you say that David Yannetti gave him this audio?
No, he
Or
got
didn't?
that from the court. He asked for it.
Okay.
But I mean, you raise a very good point. How did David Yannetti know about this, and why is he gloating?
I
Who
mean,
told David Yannetti?
Yeah, Stoughton Court was, I mean, we all know, right? Remember, that's the court that let Richie Schiffer go, throwing ducks all over Canton. Colin did it, harassing them. I mean, I could go on and on about what he's done. You know, nobody in that courthouse was going to do anything for these people.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't have an answer, you know,
Yeah.
to why this has been allowed to go on, but
Well, what
Yeah.
date was this?
This is
Oh,
May
this was-
30th, and I think that's the day that she went. So somebody
Yeah.
told David Yannetti.
Yeah.
Somebody told him.
Yeah.
And so that, I mean, that's a big question. Why they're calling David Yannetti, why they're telling him about
Yes.
this. Why is he, and then why is David Yannetti reaching out to the person that is harassing witnesses in the
Right.
murder case? What
It's so
is
egregious.
happening
It
here?
is. It's so and he's happy. You know. Oh,
Yeah.
she didn't get it. You can continue to harass her
Right.
and abuse her. Which, sir, he most certainly did, didn't he? I
And
mean,
so, yeah, and we're gonna get to those. We're gonna get to those texts. But when he wants to say, because I know Aidan posted it again, I don't know if it was today or yesterday when it was. Let's not forget. David Yannetti says this is the first of several losses Jen
Yep.
McCabe is going to have in multiple court settings. It
Yep.
was always about the witnesses.
Yes.
Always.
and,
Yeah,
and if you
even
guys
if we
can, like
can,
Julie just said about her kids. So if you can only imagine, this was in. I'm surprised at how early on it was that her children, everyone's children, were already struggling with
Yes.
their mental health because of this. So if you can only imagine what these poor children have gone through for 3 years, the O'Keefe children, Paul's children,
Yes.
John's children, Jen's children,
Colin.
Chris and Albert, Chris's children, Brian's children. I mean, it goes on and on. It's really, it's revolting.
And it's so sick because it's not just him, right? It's numerous adults, much older than Aidan Kearney, attacking these kids, sending him messages about like terrible, terrible messages about these kids, like just old people attacking children. They must have felt so vulnerable.
Yeah. Yeah.
The people that are supposed to circle around kids. It's
Right.
so gross.
Right. Yeah. You've never, that's the other thing, like we were talking about earlier, you never see the victim's family attack like this, and kids are usually off limits too,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. I mean, we just saw there was just another video that was a couple weeks ago. Dylan Albert was on a train and someone started yelling at him and his friends. And I thought Dylan and his friends handled it very well. They were very mature about it.
Yes.
But again, and Dylan was he in junior high when this started? I mean, like he was a kid.
Oh, he was really young.
When
Yeah.
these adults started attacking him, like there's something wrong with you if you are in your 40s and 50s and 60s and you're going to attack an adolescent. There's something wrong with you.
Like you need to get mental health help. You have to.
And it makes me sad that at his age, honestly, that Dylan is kind of, like shielded to it. Like he already knows how to handle it because
he
he's
does.
been harassed for so long. Like that is tragic.
It is. It is.
Julie, I was just thinking, I think it was you that said it, like, who was it at Stoughton Court? I mean, obviously the connection between Yannetti and Aidan was known, because why would someone at Stoughton Court be reaching out to Karen Reed's attorney to let them know
That's a
about
great
the
question.
HPO loss that Aidan had with the witness?
Well, there's a message in the extraction from this. You were talking about Kate Faye, right, Julie?
Yes.
Yeah. So he reaches out to her in the extraction. And he's like, "Hey, do you have a minute?" She says, "No, I'm in training. Why?" And he says, "This is later. This isn't about this. There's new filings in the Karen Reed case, the Canton DPW GPS records, but they will only release them to lawyers." And she says, "Call me Thursday and let me see if I can get them somehow."
100% that happened. Yep.
So,
yeah. I mean, all of
so
these
many
attorneys that
connections.
were involved in it, like Kate Faye, Margaret Milliken, who gave him the login, they all need, like, that needs to be public. It needs to be public how they contributed to this.
Yeah, and all the people who access CGIS for plates over and over and over again.
Yeah, that was a hard listen. That was
I mean, having met Jen, like, it wasn't like, so there's a dichotomy there, right? So Aidan goes into court to get an order on somebody, and he is just puffing up bullshit that this attorney gave him. You need to say this and you need to say that. Jen went in there as she was exhausted from being harassed. She was concerned about her family. She was very honest with what she said. That was not an act.
Right.
No, not in the least.
Very nerve-wracking too. I don't know if any of you have had to do it, but it is a very nerve-wracking thing to have to get up and explain, even if you know what's been happening to you, but you stumble over your words, you stumble over your thoughts, because it's if you're not used to having, being in the court system, being in front of a judge, like, it's one of the worst things you can ever go through. I mean,
that was probably her first time, right? Like, this was before testifying, in front of 5 grand juries, and
you don't always relay things the way that know. But like you said, she was just being honest.
Yes. You know what the craziest thing is when you think about this, and this is what I was trying to think of earlier that I was going to say, when you listen to everything that this maniac did to her, even before it got going, right? Even before that, this clown got an order on Kate Peter. That she could kick his ass on a stream. And Jen McCabe could not get one on this guy. Like, think about the court system.
100%.
He's such a fraud.
Seriously. I mean, it is like.
He really is.
Yeah.
I mean, look at him. He's just, I don't even have words. I don't know. Like, he's just, I don't know. I still don't have words.
Yeah, he's trash. I mean, this is a trash human.
Yeah, it's just
that recording was tough.
It was rough. It's very rough.
Are we going back to the
yes.
messages?
Sorry, we're going back to the messages. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so Yannetti says that, and then he replies, Aidan replies, "This is the first time I'm genuinely disappointed when a judge issued a ruling in my favor." Whatever.
I mean, that's going to come back to haunt him, though, too, right?
Yeah,
that's going to be used in the civil case against him.
Yep. Just read the motion, and Yannetti says, "We are talking about it now." Aidan says, "I'm writing something." And
so I'm going to break in. I'm going to tell you what this is about, you guys. So this is about the Commonwealth. Now, we showed you in another show how the defense was having these press conferences on the steps, and they were accusing the witnesses of being involved in the murder. They were accusing the witnesses and the state police for covering it up, the DA for covering up. So the Commonwealth had had put in an order to prohibit extrajudicial statements. So basically, they just wanted them, Yannetti and Jackson, to comport their behavior with their ethical obligations. So the defense took that. Aidan writes a blog and says they're trying to revoke Jackson's pro hoc vice, which is not what that was. It wasn't a gag order. They didn't want Karen. They said Karen could talk as much as she wants. They just wanted Jackson and Yannetti and Little to behave ethically the way they are obligated to behave. So that's what this is about.
It's certainly newsworthy from David Yannetti. And then he says, another great article by TB. You are doing God's work. And Aidan says, thanks, David. I don't know how Karen holds up with all these setbacks. I really hope the feds speed up whatever they're doing. I'd break if I was her.
Well,
narrator voice and the feds never came.
And then Yannetti, amen. Off the record, we've gone more public with our comments because we're trying to put pressure on the DA's office to dismiss this piece of shit.
So
instead,
can we just stop there? Yeah. That's why they were doing it. They wanted it to be dismissed. And they were doing it by attacking the witnesses. Like, there's no doubt about that. Like, we've seen it. So I'm sorry. Go ahead, Jenny.
No, yeah. I mean, that was the whole game plan from beginning.
This text needs to be posted and someone needs to underline that statement.
And instead, they're digging their heels and trying to shut us up. I don't know what this means.
It's a mixed metaphor.
It's about that motion where they're like, we're going to prohibit your statements.
Right.
Karen is laser focused on defending her innocence. I agree with you. I wouldn't be able to handle it, but she has impressed me with her strength. This black box data is more bullshit, by the way. They're guessing about the route she took from Canton to Dighton on 129 and extrapolating based upon that guesswork. They have nothing. And then Aidan says, I've mapped out that trip before. I personally, hold on, can someone else read for just a second? I have a dog that is barking.
Oh, yeah.
Crazy.
You bet. I've mapped out that trip before. I personally avoid highways during snowstorms because you can't go fast and it defeats the purpose of going on it. I know which way I drive in a snowstorm from Canton to Dighton, the most direct way through Easton. Either way, you have to go through Taunton Center. So I assume they're going to assume which way she took without evidence.
Yeah. And so and we all know Karen was not going back to Dighton. She went back to John's.
Right.
And at this point, David Yannetti knows he has her phone. The Commonwealth still has not seen it, right? They don't get it until the end of July because the defense dragged their feet on the privilege log. And the other point of that is Karen's location services were off. And David Yannetti knows that right now. As he's reading these messages from Aidan, he knows it.
Well, he also knows Karen didn't live in Dighton. Karen had her own house in
Mansfield. You're correct. Yeah. Yeah, never corrects him. Never corrects him. His response is what, Lydia?
Exactly. Dun, dun, dun.
Okay, the dog is handled. I can go back. Okay. I just had to send a text. So yeah, and then Aidan says, regardless of outcome on July.
Wait, let's stop and let's do the next slide because I have stuff for the gag order. And because then I want to talk about these texts because again, it goes back to those protests.
Okay. So you want me to play these two videos?
Yep. So here we have, this is where the Commonwealth filed for those extrajudicial statements. And so now here you can see what David Yannetti, what Alan Jackson, what they're saying outside the courthouse that the Commonwealth is like, this has got to stop. Like, you've got to comport your behavior to your ethical obligations.
We have uncovered that the lead detective is very close with the owners of that property.
And that's a lie.
Yep.
Yeah. That's an absolute lie. Nicole and Brian Albert had never met Michael Proctor, ever.
The emphasis he puts on very close.
Yeah, it was a lie. And he has never corrected that lie. And he put it in court filings.
Yep.
So is this a cover-up, and if so, who's leading the cover-up?
Your guess is as good as mine. That's what we're trying to figure out. That's exactly what we're trying to figure out. The
Who do you
Massachusetts,
think it is?
well, certainly the Massachusetts State Police is involved. There are people that were in that house that are involved. Brian Albert is involved. Jennifer McCabe is involved. The rest of the folks that were in that house, there's some level of involvement by everyone, every single one. And until we're not going to rest until we get to the bottom of exactly who's behind this cover-up, because not only Karen Reed deserves this, John O'Keefe deserves this, and has deserved this from moment one. And that's why we're not going to rest.
Yep. Is there another slide, Jenny, or was it just those? It might just be those three.
I think it was those three. I put them together.
Yeah, it's well, yeah,
Oh.
yeah.
This too, right?
Yes. So Aidan was trying to say that. So Aidan took that motion and said, "Oh, they're trying to revoke Jackson pro hoc vice."
Because of
and
John
he's saying it's
McCabe.
because he was
Right.
just asking questions. He was
Right.
just asking questions, and we just saw David Yannetti make a false statement outside the courthouse. We just saw Alan Jackson accuse witnesses outside the courthouse. So that is absolutely not what was happening, and that's not what the Commonwealth was trying to prevent. I think that this motion in June, this first motion, was the Commonwealth trying to stop what was happening to the witnesses. I just think they were outgunned.
Yeah.
They were already outgunned.
Yep. Yeah, they had.
Well, I
no
mean,
idea
and
what was
Judge
coming
Canone
to them.
denied the gag order, which is
Yes.
insane.
Right.
She sure
Insane.
did. Ah, puppers.
Now it's your turn, Carrie.
I feel that way when I see Alan Jackson too. I get it.
Okay, so back to text messages, right?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
So we'll stop again because go ahead and read this about the protests, and then let's talk about that since David Yannetti seems to think that we're lying about this.
Yeah. So Aidan sends to Yannetti, regardless of outcome on July 25th, I'm going to hold a protest on the courthouse steps before and after the hearing. I'll have a megaphone this time and make sure hundreds of people are there. Yannetti loved it.
Yep. And so here's the second one we see. We already saw the first one in May where Yannetti was inquiring about the protest. Here's the second text, the second communication with David Yannetti about these protests. And David Yannetti had written that email to the Commonwealth, to the DA's office, and said they had nothing to do with this.
Right.
He was lying. That was a lie.
Yep. Then Yannetti says, again, I cannot be quoted, but attorney Wendy Murphy is ridiculous. I worked with her in the Middlesex DA's office in the 90s, and she has never met a microphone she didn't like. She spouts off about cases all the time without researching any facts. Former, then he has to add, former New England Patriots cheerleader.
He's such a misogynist.
Well, yeah, we have that tweet where they're going back and forth, so we can read that after this. But again, why are you adding this cheerleading thing in there?
Because
Lydia, you're 100% correct.
women.
He's a misogynist.
Yes. Yeah. Yep. And then Aidan says, LOL, it certainly appears that way. Can't believe anyone would hire her.
So do you have another slide for Wendy? Yeah. This is the tweet that he's talking about. No, so this ends up coming up later. Sorry. So this is in June. They're talking about Wendy. And then in August, there's this exchange between Wendy and David. So do you want to read it, Jenny?
Yeah. So am I missing one or this?
No. So Wendy says something and then David is actually replying to what Wendy said.
Okay. Yeah, I'll read it. So Wendy says the public should understand that defense attorneys pay bloggers and PR firms to elevate nonsensical defense theories. Uneducated and gullible people get swept up in silliness. The same people who think JFK Jr. is still alive think cops killed O'Keefe and conspired to cover up the murder. And And then Yannetti says, I'm disappointed in you as a former colleague. We have not paid anyone a dime, nor did we tip off Turtle Boy to report on this case. He found this story completely on his own, reading our public filings. Also, your theory of the case is nonsense. It is clear you have done no homework and you're just spouting off without understanding the evidence. Shame on you, Wendy. Oh my God.
And so
I mean, we just saw all the texts of him doing everything he just is lying about. This is so insane.
Yeah.
Well, he should have checked with Karen, because Karen told Natalie she was paying a PR person $1,300 a month or whatever that was in that message.
I think it was somebody before Aidan, but here's the thing. Payment doesn't necessarily have to be David Yannetti giving Aidan Kearney $200. They told him, if you do this, you are going to be rich and famous. You will be on Dateline. That is a form of payment.
But also a good way to not pay someone directly, because I have done this myself. I think a lot of us have done fundraising, is through a fundraiser, because then you're not paying the person. Then the people who are donating to the fundraiser are paying the person, if you're paying them a percentage, let's say, of the funds raised. So then you would technically be able to say you haven't paid anyone a dime. But
he didn't.
Wendy's right.
He didn't even need to do that. I mean, he made so much money.
He made so much money. He told us how much money he made.
Yeah. I mean, that was his payment.
But yeah, that's so disingenuous, but she did pay PR, and people do pay bloggers and PR firms. So she's absolutely right. I don't know why that's shameful to him.
Yeah, just the way he's trying to shame her in this when she is 1000% right. I mean, I don't know much about her, but he is just so, I mean, this is just
arrogant. It's
right.
He does this all the time. He's so arrogant online.
Yeah, and this is his attitude towards women. He very much. I've been on the receiving end of this. He's very arrogant. He's very condescending.
Yep.
He's very This is David Yannetti.
Yes, it is.
Shaming her over her theory of the case when his theory is that a dog and
a DNA list
are involved. I mean.
No saliva, no DNA, no dog fur, no lacerations, no puncture wounds.
Just a gravelly voiced man.
Right.
That he can't even identify, right?
Nope. It's got a fake name and everything.
Yeah.
Okay. And then, so David Yannetti says, thanks for your continued support. Regarding Tuesday, we are hopeful that everybody supporting us remains peaceful. So talking about the protests again.
Again.
Yeah.
Fucking again.
Yeah. We have no indication that it would be otherwise, but if there were to be any violence, it would really harm our position in court. I know you know this, but I felt the need to say it anyway. So he's worried about how it would look in court. Not that anyone would get hurt if there was violence, but it would make them look bad in court.
Correct.
Right. That's all he cares. That's all he cares about. Because Julie, this was after the rolling rally, right?
This is the day of the rolling rally. At this particular time, Aidan is on the air going over video of the rolling rally. And
okay, so Yannetti is seeing all of the unhinged people at the rolling rally, probably getting a little nervous about the protest and what it's going to look like for Karen.
Correct.
Exactly.
About.
He understands that the pajamas on the ground crowd are unhinged lunatics, and he's a little nervous.
He wants them to stay doing the harassment and not being the terrible optics for them at court.
Harass peacefully. Harass
It's crazy when you say it like that, really.
I mean, that's what he's saying,
right?
though.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then Jenny, so there's this Aidan's reply, David, and then Aidan again. And then I have a video of what that 725 quote unquote protest actually was. We've seen some of it. I pulled another video of it.
Okay. So Aidan replies to this. Thank you, David. You can count on us to remain peaceful. And Yannetti says, I didn't mean any offense. I know that has consistently been your message, but I figured a reminder to your followers can never hurt. And then you want me to, oh, no, this one.
Yeah, one more.
Okay. None taken. I gave them that reminder today and was blown away by how respectful hundreds of people were. No cops the entire time.
Yeah. And then we have a video of Aidan on the steps and the things that he's saying at his peaceful protest.
Really like my job, in which I'm required to lie and cover up for murderers. Because God forbid I get another job that actually required skills, because look at me, look at my hair gel, I have no skills. Who the heck would ever hire someone as useless as me? What a miserable existence it must be to wake up and be Adam Lally every day. Karen Reed's got a pretty tough, but at least she doesn't have to wake up every day and be Adam Lally. Got it, let's do it. Lock it up for Carolina Johnson. Lock it up if you want justice for Carolina Johnson. Here we go. Let's see it. Oh, it's a doozy out here today, folks, isn't it? It is a doozy. And it's like 1:15 right now. I haven't seen John McCabe yet. Usually she's here by now. I've seen some of them. I grabbed the DC. I've seen some of the usual suspects, but I'll tell you one thing. Usually there's a lot more of them by now. And they're not here right now, not because they're physically afraid of any of us. We're not afraid of anybody. We're not violent like that. They're not here right now because they're afraid to show their face, because they are ashamed to show their face. They are ashamed to walk up these stairs and get called exactly what they are. Cop killers. That's what they are. They're cop killers. And they know if they have to walk up these stairs, we're going to call them exactly that. And we're not going to hurt them. We're going to let justice. We're going to let the court system do it. When you don't like somebody, you don't kill them. If they did something wrong to you, if they broke the law, then you deal with it the legal way. If you don't like somebody, if they disrespected your family, like they did to Colin Albert, like calling Colin Albert, gee whiz, kid, can you stop going? You're going my baby lights on my lawn? Can you stop that? Can you stop trespassing on my property? I know your family runs this town and you're an entitled little pea brain, but can you maybe not do that? But apparently that was disrespectful to the elders. It was disrespectful. So when John walked in that door of 34 Fairview Road, and he did walk in that door, he walked in that door, we know, because Ryan Nagel, when came up behind them, did not see John O'Keefe inside Karen's car and didn't see him outside Karen's car, which means he was inside the house. Unless he had ran down the street in record time to take a leap on someone else's lawn, which I don't think even Alan Lally has done coming up to propose. And when he went in that house, John O'Keefe was greeted, likely, by a very upset Colin Albert, who was on his own turf. And he said, what the hell is this douchebag doing here? What's this guy doing here? And then John's like, who are you, kid? You're not going to talk to me that way. And Colin Albert felt emboldened, because he knew that everyone in that house, when push came to shove, would not have John O'Keefe's back. They would have his back. And that is exactly what happened. At some point, an altercation happened. But I'll tell you one thing. We've all seen John O'Keefe's hands. John O'Keefe fought back. John O'Keefe fought back. He fought for his life. We saw Colin Albert's face 2 weeks afterwards. He had a big shiner, courtesy of John O'Keefe's right hook. Good. And we saw Ryan Albert's face. Oh, wait. No, we didn't. Because that coward was sitting inside his house, crapping his pants. Crapping his pants. There was a dead body on a first responder lawn, and he didn't come out of the house after being notified. They think you're so stupid that you believe he just slept through it.
Yep. So this is what David Yannetti wants.
Yeah.
This is what he's inquiring about.
Did he say that Colin Albert had a big shiner courtesy of John?
He did.
What is he talking about?
I don't know.
He wrote an article about it. It's a photo where he claims it looks like Colin has a bruise on his eye when it's just bad lighting.
Yeah.
But it's on the blog.
That I haven't heard that in a long time. That is pure gold for Chris Maddie and Jim Tuxbury. I mean, I can't even imagine what he's given them in that clip when he's talking about how they're not coming anymore and they're afraid to show their faces. And I mean, that is just pure gold.
Yeah, on a megaphone saying they're afraid to show their faces here in court where they're going to do their petitioning activity.
Yep.
They're afraid.
Yeah.
Yep. And you've got David Yannetti, a licensed attorney, asking Aidan Kearney.
You know what's crazy too is like, so you see this propaganda, right? Like he's out there telling this narrative, right? He's not asking questions. He's telling a
Nope.
narrative. I don't know if you guys remember this. I think it was Julie and Ginny, but it was definitely before trial 2. And they did a trivia night. And it was like a big fundraiser. They're going to do a trivia night. And I was actually like, I would love to watch these people answer trivia questions. And so I turned it on. I think we tried to turn it on together, but I couldn't get the audio. And
Oh,
so
I remember what you're
Oh,
talking
yeah,
about.
me too,
Yes,
me
I
too.
do. Like on
Yeah.
YouTube, we're gonna watch it together. Yeah.
And I was expecting like who won the Super Bowl in 1979 questions, and it was literally propaganda. It was their conspiracy propaganda, and they were teaching the narrative. I mean, I had never felt like I've ever entered a cult more than when I turned that trivia on.
Yeah.
And I was like, what is going on?
Yeah.
Yep.
You're right. You're right. There is no, like you said, it reminded you of that because he was doing exactly that with him screaming, right? Which I don't know how anyone can listen to that voice. I mean, I was literally like, my eye was twitching.
A lot of people in the comments have been saying that.
I don't know those poor lawyers who have to listen to him with all of this, but
yeah,
I mean, he is just sprouting it over and over. Colin Albert with a black eye and this and that. I mean, it's like you said, propaganda. He's just screaming it with a megaphone over and over, a la Alex Jones.
Trying to hype people up, trying to hype them up, fear mongering.
Performing. Yeah,
Yes.
he's performing for Karen and her attorneys. This is what they've asked for. This is what he's doing.
And imagine if you're not that bright and you think this is a good idea because an attorney told you it was okay to do this. Like that gives him some of this bravado, I think, is he looks at David Yannetti as an authority, right? Why would an attorney tell me to do this if it was against the law?
Right.
So
right.
here I am doing, their bidding and getting myself in a big heap of expensive years-long trouble.
Well, quick clue to Aidan Kearney, they are going to leave you high and dry.
Absolutely.
They will blame it all on you.
Yep.
They sure will.
Yep.
And if we didn't have some of these messages, they might have gotten away with blaming it all on him, right?
Drats.
Darn it.
Those pesky kids.
Those nitwits are annoying.
Okay, so Yannetti just likes his previous message. And then Aidan says, is there an off-the-record explanation for the Commonwealth's motion about her phone? I just assume everything they say is hiding something. If you feel more comfortable calling, I can do that. Yannetti says, I will call you on my way home, probably in 10 to 20 minutes.
Yeah, because David Yannetti is too smart to put it in writing. But again, like I told you guys, the Commonwealth still has not seen Karen's phone. David Yannetti knows all about Karen's phone because he's had it for months.
Aidan says, sounds good. And then he says, is this another? Oh, this is the next day. He texts Yannetti and he says, you are amazing today. Although she ultimately did what we all knew she was going to do, I still think it was a positive outcome. For the first time, we saw a personal side out of her. That accusation visibly stuck with her and was clearly in her head. Her tone immediately changed and she began to give Lunchbox a hard time, talking about Lally.
Yep.
Yannetti says, you're spot on. Our internal discussions on the way back centered on the belief that she will now bend over backwards to be fair to us. Did you notice that I essentially said in my argument, why would you gag us when Turtle Boy exists? Wow.
How are you proud of that, sir?
Yeah, we have some videos to go along with this. You can finish the next two, Jenny, and then we should play the next slide.
All right. Aidan just likes his comment and then says, well done. Okay.
They both love to talk about how great they are. Have you noticed that?
Yeah, they're so great.
Technique.
They're really they're like best buds.
Yeah.
It's all about ego.
Would you say they were friends or acquaintances?
I think it's really sad how Judge Kearney really could have stopped a lot of this with the gag order, and she just had no balls to do it. I mean, if there was ever a case that I've watched so many trials where there's gag orders that I wouldn't even know they needed a gag order, but they, the judges put one on. I mean, that she did not think that those attorneys needed to be gagged is just mind blowing. I mean,
and if it were just the one thing, if it were just the gag order and not the multiple failures to curb what was happening with these attorneys, I would have given her grace on one, like not having encountered this level of insanity before.
Yeah.
But it was through two trials. They just got away with everything, and
they act like the judge favored the Commonwealth.
Oh my God, that's
and it's like, are you guys kidding me?
They don't know how snow works, Tuesday.
Any defense attorney in Massachusetts will tell you they would give anything to go up to have Judge Kearney as their lawyer. She is extremely pro-defense.
Yep.
Except when she coughs.
Right.
Gives signals.
Do you want me to play the video first,
So
Julie?
play the video and then you can read the text messages.
Counsel, I've considered those arguments. I've considered the pleadings, the motion, the attached affidavits, the big pack of attachments to the motions. I've considered those placards that were shown here today. A couple of them I hadn't seen before. So the defendant raises 4 discussion points in their motion. There's some claim delay in my rendering decisions. There's dissatisfaction with adverse rulings and alleged impropriety of retaining jurisdiction. But notably, there's some allegation that I have some relationship with a man named Sean McCabe, and that therefore I have a connection to this case, and therefore I have a bias in favor of the Commonwealth. That simply is not the truth. I can assure all parties that I don't know Sean McCabe. As far as I know, I have never spoken to him or had any contact with him. I've never interacted with him, and I certainly never have socialized with him or with any family members or any witnesses whose names have been said here in court or who were in the pleadings. In this last one, I think the person's name on the placard that was held up was Julie Nagel. I do not know her. I have never rented my house down the Cape to anybody, and I don't spell my name the way it was spelled on the placard, and I think counsel are well aware of that. And doesn't that underscore the fact that anybody can say or write anything and try to make it the basis of a motion to recuse? And I think it points out that this motion to recuse is not credible. There's no actual lack of impartiality. There is no reasonable or credible appearance of lack of impartiality. And I want to make it very clear that I reject the notion that untrue and unsubstantiated rumors spread on the internet can force a judge to recuse herself from a case. Simply because someone plays with my name or gives credence to those who do. By holding up a placard, you can't create a reasonable and credible appearance of lack of impartiality.
Yeah. And so do you want to read these texts? Because this is Aidan talking to, I believe it is Kate Fay. I believe she's an attorney. I can't see the name right now.
Yeah. So the person that's messaging him says, like with the Alberts, isn't there some sort of alleged connection? And then asks Aunt Bev. And then he says, probably just Sean McCabe running his mouth.
And so we should all know that Aidan submitted an affidavit about these messages that he had with Sean McCabe, which he knew were pure bullshit. And the defense crafted a motion to recuse the judge over pure bullshit. And here is Aidan admitting it was pure bullshit.
How did David Yannetti, who is a lawyer in Massachusetts, the only one, on that team, allow them to put this through to this judge? Like,
yeah, someone should ask him.
Someone should.
Why don't you ask him tomorrow, Carrie?
At Boston Defender.
Don't forget. I will ask him. They held up a poster board of a Venmo transaction from Julie Nagel and said that she was Venmoing the judge. What? And all of their fans believed it.
But what's funny is, how there are continuity experts on movie sets where they make sure that the person is wearing the same thing in scenes that are filmed over multiple days. Their continuity expert here, Karen Reed, was terrible because she didn't even realize that Kearney didn't know who Julie Nagel was yet, that was coming later. So then she says, I don't even know who Julie Nagel is.
I mean, I think Julie Nagel at the time was, Ginny, correct me if 22 years old?
Right.
22 years old at the time. And they're holding up posters like she's Venmoing Judge Beverly Kearney.
And they have a plot hole in their fever dream.
Which all circles back to what you brought up earlier in the very beginning, Carrie, of Julie's tweet about David Yannetti. It's like, look at all this shit.
Everything you guys have done. It's just so, and everything that they've done that has been proven to be, like Julie just said, such bullshit. And all of these lunatics still supporting it, still funding it. Probably none of them, three-quarters of them probably not living in their own home, not, whatever. And they're all sending these buffoons money. Like, keep your money, people. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing?
I just think it's so funny that Kearney didn't even know who Julie Nagel was yet. And they're already weaving this complex.
I'll never forget Elizabeth Little holding it up and turning it around to the
like
audience.
She was at a wrestling match.
It was I remember Julie and I messaging each other. It was crazy. It was crazy.
This is one of many fights that I had with Brandy Churchwell. And so we can't forget those content creators that were more palatable. Aidan is one of those people, he's very polarizing. But you had your Melanie Littles and you had your Brandy Churchwells, and they were eating this stuff up and spitting it out to their audiences. And because they seemed like they were, good and in the middle, people were like, okay, I'm going to believe this because this person, and you can see this person, they're saying that. And so, I mean, it was just horrible. And you're just talking about a bunch of vultures that were looking for likes and to grow their little content creating thing because they didn't want to get a real job. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, they had bills to pay, quote unquote.
She had bills to pay.
Debt to pay off or whatever.
Well, and that's why they approached like so many different creators, right? Because then there was someone for everyone.
Yes.
Aidan is your style. You like that, raunchy, like, well, there you go. If you don't really like that and you need someone that is just seems sweet and kind, and
you're right.
I'm just trying to do the right thing. And, then you had Brandy, you had, maybe a few others, but everybody had their little,
right?
Yeah, exactly. You could pick your poison. Yeah.
Yep. Yep. Deep breath.
Yeah. I'm so mad now.
We're giving our audience blood pressure problems, I feel like.
You know what? By
Guys,
the way,
I cannot believe the donating you guys have done tonight.
I know. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So much. This is amazing. Seriously, this is amazing. You
Thank
guys
you
are
guys.
amazing. Thank you.
Yes.
Okay, we go to David Yannetti. Thank you for everything you did today. Looking forward to your show.
Can we just stop again?
Yep.
What did Aidan do that day? He did protests in front of the courthouse.
Yep. So again.
Yeah. Once again.
This is outrageous.
We are outraged.
We are outraged. And sir, how are you going on that fundraiser, clutching your pearls when we have all this? Like, just stop it. Stop it.
Yeah, stop it.
Stop it.
I'm going to get a t-shirt that says stop it.
Stop it.
And then we have Yannetti saying, having just returned from a very beneficial vacation myself, I want to wish you some peace and relaxation on yours. Well deserved. And Aidan, thanks, David. Much appreciated. Hope they hold off the indictments for a week.
Okay, so we've got a video for this. Aidan was on Court TV, and David and Alan Jackson were also on that same episode of Court TV. We have a video, but when he says, thanks, David, much appreciated, I hope they hold off on, he's talking about the FBI. You damn clown.
They're coming.
They were always coming.
So here
still
are
coming,
our,
Lydia. They're
our
still
buddies.
coming.
I'm just going to, for people with blood pressure problems, this one's going to upset you.
Yeah, please
but
do
I'm
some
gonna,
deep
this
breathing.
Is, this is Aidan, and then there's Alan and David after Aidan.
Karen Reed on the way into the courtroom, but there were boos for other folks who were walking in. Who was that, and why was the crowd booing people who were walking in? I mean, because was it the prosecution?
No,
was it an officer? Who was it?
That's Carl Dougal. He's a local moron. He's a Boston detective. He is the only member of the Boston Police Department that believes Karen Reed did this. Normally when a cop gets killed, go to court.
So again, I mean, you called him a name. I just got to be careful with that.
I'm sorry. I apologize.
Yeah, I get it.
Okay.
I get it. That's the way, your show usually goes. Just tone it down just a little bit tonight in terms of the name calling. Because I don't know him. He could be a bright guy, could be the best guy in the world. I don't know. You have a problem with him. But he's from the Boston PD is what you're saying?
He's a Boston police detective.
Okay, so this took place in Canton, but the officers at the party and John O'Keefe and everyone else is really connected to Boston PD?
I mean, the only other person connected to Boston PD in that house is the homeowner, Brian Albert.
Okay.
He has a brother who's on the Canton Police. He's got another brother on the Board of Selectmen. But, this took place in Canton. It just happened to be two Boston cops in a Boston suburb, like not Boston itself. And so Carl is a former coworker of his. And
that's his, wasn't that John O'Keefe's friend? Isn't that his friend?
Yeah, but a lot of John O'Keefe's friends are sitting on Karen Reed's side, including some of John's ex-girlfriends. Imagine that. Like ex-girlfriends aren't supposed to like the latest girlfriend. But they're sitting there with Karen on her side.
Well, let me ask you this, though. Let me ask you this. I mean, his friend is dead, right? And he believes what he believes. Do you think he's at fault here for believing what he believes at this point?
Yes. So first of all, I'm trying to be nice.
Yeah, go ahead.
Nobody with who is that ignorant should be in charge of investigating any crimes at all. The fact that he's a Boston police detective makes me wonder how many times he has falsely arrested people for crimes that they did not commit. If he just
I get it,
bases this all on a hunch.
Yeah, so I'm just wondering what this scene is going to be like at the courthouse, right? For folks who are coming in. How about John O'Keefe's family?
Well, you know why we boo him, Vinny? Because anybody who is down there sitting on the prosecution side
is knowingly supporting a sham. And every minute wasted on this sham prosecution of Karen Reed is a minute longer that the real people who killed John O'Keefe are out there free. The FBI is investigating this. There's going to be indictments. There will be no trial in this. That is one thing I can almost guarantee you. There will be no trial. There will be indictments probably within the next 3 to 6 months would be my ballpark estimate.
All right. Turtle Boy, Kim, and struck all of us here at Court TV was this Google search. Now, is this going to be a battle inside the courtroom as to when this search was done about a body dying in the cold? Is the prosecution saying this is after the body is discovered, and you guys are saying before? Is this going to be a battle of the experts? What's the status of all this, Alan? Because to me, this is crucial, right?
It is crucial, but to have a battle, you have to have two sides. There are no two sides to this. This doesn't come from us. This comes from Apple. The time of the search comes from Apple core data. In other words, it's not something that can be manipulated. It's not something that needs to be interpreted. It's something that just exists in the world as we know it. The Apple Cocoa core data indicates, or the core time indicates exactly what time that Google search occurred. That time was at 2:27 and 40 seconds in the morning on January 29th. That's 3.5 hours before John O'Keefe's body was found. Why is Jennifer McCabe, one of the parties that was inside the house that night, the sister-in-law of Brian Albert, why was she Google searching? How long does it take for a human body to die in the cold? That's a question that we have posed to the prosecution over and over and over. And the Commonwealth doesn't have an answer for it. So they simply say, oh, well, we think maybe they got the time wrong. Except we didn't come up with the time. And we're using data from Celebrite, which is the exact same program that the prosecution relies on. Massachusetts prosecutors across the state and prosecutors across the country have relied on for not just years, for decades, to establish guilt and in some cases to establish that the defense uses to establish innocence. It's unfathomable that the prosecution would take the position, well, that timestamp is not right. We know it's right, and that also, to echo what David said, that is another aspect of this case that establishes this game is over. We know what happened inside the house. We just don't know who struck the fatal blow. And the prosecution, it doesn't seem to want to get to the bottom of it. We're trying to.
All right, let's get to the shot.
We know what happened inside the house. We just don't know who struck the fatal blow. So as a reminder, David Yannetti, you are responsible for that statement.
Yep, he sure is.
It's amazing how much AJ has aged.
It really
Both
is.
of them. I mean, look at David and hair.
Karen Reed does that to a person.
I mean, that video of him talking about John's best friend Carl like that was despicable.
Horrible.
The fact that he says he's the only Boston cop that believes that Karen did it.
So, so
Which
let
is
me
a
tell you
complete
guys,
utter lie.
Right.
Every cop in Massachusetts knows she did it.
in their opposition to that prohibition for the extrajudicial statements, they used the fact that the commissioner for BPD had come out and made a statement that someone had been arrested for John's death. So they just contradict themselves everywhere. That was a personal thing. Aidan is just a little creep. And Carl is a decent man. That's what it comes down to.
Right.
And also Carl is tall, and
Carl's very tall.
I'm just
Good father,
just
good
to
husband.
dehumanize him more on court TV in front of a national audience. And I mean, this was when Vinny had some morals way in the beginning. I don't know what happened to him after this, but
money happened.
So talk about Celebrite. And I just want to point out here too, is that until Celebrite actually decided that they were going to be a witness for the Commonwealth and to present that timestamp was a software parsing issue, right? That was misunderstood. They talked about Celebrite so much. Like, this is the leading extraction company, blah, blah, blah. You have to believe this Google search.
it wasn't.
And then, until it wasn't. And then suddenly they they backed off that. And if you notice here, I just want to point out, we watched a video, I believe it was last time, and Aidan was referring to Cellbrite as Cellubrite, and we kind of giggled at it.
Yeah.
That's exactly how Alan Jackson is pronouncing it here.
Wow.
That's a good point.
Good catch.
Good point,
Tuesday.
Tuesday. And you know, the other thing, when you watch Aidan and this interview, he should not be mad at Nick Rocco, because the reason why Court TV did not call him back is because of the way he behaved.
100%. I mean, I was going to actually ask you guys that. He never went back on there after that interview, correct?
I am not sure if he went back on after this, but I can tell you, like, I mean, you can just see it. Nobody, I mean, calling him
that was atrocious. That was, I've watched Court TV for, I don't even know, 30, however long it's been on. I've never in my life seen a guest
anyone behave like that.
No, and Nick never did.
No.
So,
I mean, he said outrageous things too,
He
just
did.
in a very, he was much more
He was much more polite. I mean, that was absurdity.
Yeah.
Well, you could even see like Aidan's exact tactic, right? So Vinny was asking him a question about like, that's his friend, right? And it was like, well, he's got other friends. It's like this constant movement without actually acknowledging facts as they come at you.
Yeah. And there's not a single friend of John's that ever went to court with Karen. The only person that ever went to court with Karen was Lauren Higgins. And the only reason why she was in court and we saw these texts was because Karen knew it would upset the Dougals.
Lindsay.
And Lindsay, sorry. Thank you so
what
much.
did they go out twice or something? Her and John O'Keefe?
Yeah. And I'm not going to say it, but yeah, I mean, there's a reason why that relationship ended. But.
Right. And I
John got tired of washing his sheets.
Yeah.
And John's actual ex-girlfriend, who had a solid relationship with him, was actually with the O'Keefe side.
Yes. Mary Beth. Yeah.
All of his friends.
Tara. And then originally there was Mary Beth. And there was Mary Beth as well, but they attacked Mary Beth. And I think she stopped coming because they were.
Yeah, he was talking about them.
Yeah. But Tara, Tara was there through the whole thing.
And another point that has never been brought up is a lot of John's friends were in court and sitting with the O'Keefe family. No one who was a police officer was allowed to wear their uniforms in Judge Canone's courtroom, testifying or in the galley.
Right.
None of them.
Right, but Ted Daniels could wear his pink shirt.
Yes.
Right.
Yes, and let's not forget what Alan Jackson called John's friends and family. He said they were the Aryan Nation. So,
look at his little face right there.
His little chipmunk face.
Yeah, I mean, does it occur to David that he's responsible for everything that Alan said? Does he know? Do you know?
Yeah, because here he is saying,
that's a good
right,
question.
that they were killed that John was killed in the house, right? That they know someone in the house did it.
Yep.
And then we know a year or two later when they interviewed with Ted Daniels,
they don't know.
They said they don't know, and it's not for them to know.
Not their job to know.
Right. And that whole Apple Cocoa time and
oh my God, that's what I was going to mention. What was that?
I mean, like that guy is like, he's a snake oil salesman.
Yes.
Like that's what he is. Like he just like says stuff.
Yeah, somebody actually in the comments said that too, that he was a snake oil.
What was he talking about with Apple? All of a sudden he started sprouting out things about Apple.
So that Apple Cocoa time, like he started saying that and then everyone started repeating it. Again, I'll go back to Brandy Churchwell repeated that Apple Cocoa time. Like it just sounds, important, right?
It does.
Like
appeal to authority. Yeah.
Okay. We can go
I think that elephant painting is upsetting me.
Yeah.
I think we should move on.
I actually love elephants.
I do too, but I don't like that painting.
Not on his. I was wondering if what was growing outside his window was weed and he had been smoking it.
California.
Okay, so back to their conversation.
This is great.
Yeah, Aidan, I may have a taped conversation of Lucky Lockford telling me there was no body outside 34 Fairview when he went by. That was explicitly told by his bosses at the DPW that he is not to. Okay, I think the sentence is a little messed up, but he is not to speak with me if approached on the job. That he has spoke with FBI who drove him along the route he did that night. That the FBI has GPS from the truck showing the route he drove that night. This is the longest run-on sentence. Holy crap!
Very stream of consciousness.
That he told all of this to Karen's private investigator, and that he is willing to speak with anyone on the defense about all of this. Yannetti says, off the record, yes, our investigator got all of that from him very early on before he clammed up. I personally went down to Canton on a Saturday with our PI for the purpose of meeting Lucky and interviewing him myself, but he blew us off, and we haven't heard from him since. It's great to hear that the FBI has now gotten the same story from him. Isn't this yet another piece of information that causes you to say, how the hell are they going to proceed with the case now? And then Aidan says, of course, it seems like his attitude has changed, and whatever kept him from meeting with you previously is no longer stopping him. And Yannetti says, the rats are realizing that ship is sinking and they had better get on the right boat.
Oh.
And then he goes back to Wendy Murphy. He really doesn't like Wendy Murphy. Are you watching Wendy Murphy? And Aidan says, I can't believe they put on someone that misinformed. She obviously hasn't read anything about the case. And David replies, yes, unbelievable. And then Aidan says, and no pushback from Vinny. If she's going to make the claim that she believes Karen hit him accidentally, then why doesn't he ask her about the dog bites, the eyes, the lack of blood, no indentation. Yeah. My eyes are starting to cross on the car, etc. And then Yannetti says, exactly. I suppose she didn't want to embarrass his guest who was clearly unprepared. You did a great job.
Yeah, that's definitely it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Right.
Yeah.
And Aidan says, thanks, you guys did.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, you guys did.
Don't try to make sense of it.
Yeah,
Jimmy.
I can't. Okay. The Lucky stuff is really getting people fired up and is coming.
Oh.
And then
Oh,
Yannetti says, from your lips to God's ears. Aidan likes that comment.
So cheesy.
And then Yannetti sends him these attachments.
So we have a video before this. And so we have a video. Aidan does a show and he, oh, no.
Is it this
one? No, you're right. We're going on to this. So this video, sorry, Jenny, can you go back to the text? I don't know what I was on. But yeah. So this is a short that was put on social media. It is Aidan making a phone call. So David Yannetti sends that to him. And so if you could want to read the next texts that go along with this, and then we're going to play what was on those phone calls.
Okay. So Yannetti says, this is both hilarious and devastating. Kudos. Aidan says, LOL, just seeing this now. Thanks, David. I went on a YouTube show with Wendy last night and she lost it. How did you ever work with that, with the person? Has she always been insane?
Yeah. So let's show what those calls were. Okay. The first one we're going to show you guys is very, very long. This is the call that was clipped, and this is the call that David sends that you saw in those texts where David sends, this is hilarious and devastating kudos. So it is to Jillian Daniels, who they have been accusing her nephew of murder for weeks now. They have been going after Colin Albert. And so the top clip is going to be to Jillian.
And this is the cover photo, right? For that show.
This is the cover photo of this show. These are the people. So you see Colin, you see Helena, you see Brian Higgins. But this is what David Yannetti finds both hilarious and devastating.
And also note the title, Colin Albert drops out of school.
Yeah.
So that's very exciting.
Yeah. And that's going to be great for the civil case.
Yeah.
Just great. And great for the witness intimidation case. So
Yes.
good job. Good job, David Yannetti.
Good job.
And here's the feds, just right here.
Oh, there they are.
Yeah.
They finally showed up.
In their little black SUV.
They're coming.
Rumor has it that Sean on the Gulf is still waiting outside the
He
feds
is.
in his lawn
You can
chair.
hear the helicopters.
Hello?
Yeah, live to tape. Hi, is this Jill?
It's Turtle Boy.
It's Turtle Boy. Is this Jill Daniels?
Oh,
What are you doing, Jill?
I'm just, what are you doing?
Are you all worried that your godson Colin is going to go to jail?
Do you understand that Colin wasn't even there? Do you understand you're a fucking piece of shit?
Really?
Do you understand you're going to jail?
Why am I going to jail for?
You want to know? Okay, can we have a conversation right now?
Yeah, let's
You
have-
fucking
yeah.
turtle.
Yeah, let's have a conversation. So what is your evidence that Colin wasn't there?
He's online. He's online right now.
Yeah, who's this?
Go fuck yourself, you fucking homo.
Who's that? Dude, they're out. So, dude, is that not so emblematic of who these people are? Is that not Canton in a nutshell right there? They're obviously drunk. He's not going to jail. You're going. Let's call it back. We're calling it back right now. Hey,
Go to hell.
back.
Go fucking take care of your kids, you fucking loser.
Are-
Go away.
You loser. Who are you? Is this Julie? She called me a fucking loser. She called me a loser. Call again.
Seriously, what do you want with me?
I just want to know one thing.
I know that Karen Reed is a fucking killer. Why do you keep calling me? Why don't you get a life and fucking focus on your children?
I just want to know one thing. So what evidence do you have that Colin wasn't there? What evidence do you have?
What evidence do you have that he was there?
Brian Albert's grand jury testimony said that he was there.
Okay, Tom Beatty and Aaron Beatty, guess what?
No,
Aaron Beatty-
Brian Albert said that. Brian Albert said that Colin was in the house.
You think you're so right about
I know I'm right. I've seen it. I have the documents. I'm looking at it right now.
Dude, you're the biggest fucking piece of shit.
How am I a piece of shit? Your son.
No, fuck you. Shut the fuck up for once in your fucking life because you don't know how to shut up. You think that you're the biggest fucking bully? Colin was not there, and you're gonna look like a fucking piece of shit.
Where was he? What evidence do you have?
Can you ever shut up? Can you ever shut up?
Okay, let's have a conversation.
Shut the fuck up. For once in your life, can you shut up?
Okay.
You are the biggest friggin' piece of trash in the world. You get kicks off of getting Terry Reed hit John and killed him. You freaking get money off of this. You are a sick human being. Do you know that?
So what evidence do you? Can I ask you something? What evidence?
Turtle Boy, what the fuck is your name? Fucking Aidan? What is your name?
My name's Aidan.
Clarence or Aidan?
Aiden. You can call me Aiden. You can call me doctor.
No,
But
I don't want to call. I want to call you a dickhead because that's what you are.
Okay.
You are a piece of shit. Do you know that?
I don't-
Like,
I don't-
literally,
I
if
disagree.
would rather have- Okay, and you taping me because that's illegal.
I said live to tape. Yes, we're live to tape. I've said that.
You're late. You're live. Okay. Well, let me say this right now to you really quick, okay?
Okay.
My nephew and Brian Albert and Jen Albert are not fucking guilty. Your little good lover that you're banging or you fucking want to bang,
Who?
guess what?
Who?
She's, Karen.
You think I want to bang Karen? That's why you think that's why I'm doing this?
Yeah, okay, guess what? The cat's out of the bag, dude, okay?
What's out
I
of
don't
the
know how you got my number. You're a creep. You call me, you call my family, you call whatever. Why are you such a creep?
Can I just ask you something? One question. What evidence do you have that Colin was not in the house? Serious question.
What evidence do you have that he was?
The-
That's a serious
so
question.
okay, I have a
No. That's a serious question. What do you have that he was in the house?
Brian Albert's grand jury testimony.
Brian Allen's grand testimony was that Colin was in the house. But see, where's
Yes.
the grand? No, shut the fuck up. For once in your life, seriously, you don't know how to shut up. You're a fucking troll that fucking trolls everybody because you have no life, you have no clear friends, and you freaking focus on your kids. You have 2 kids.
I
You
do.
understand
They're
that?
lovely.
And your wife hates you, so
Okay,
whatever.
but that's you're changing the subject.
That's not a good point. Yeah, no, change the subject, really?
Yeah.
You are a blogger. Where's your, first of all, I gotta ask you this one thing, because this is one thing I've always wanted to ask you. Where's your award? Your award-winning journalist. Where's that award?
Oh, I'm the 2017 Worcester County Best Media Outlet.
6 years later.
Well, it still counts.
Why don't you produce that? Why don't you produce that? You fucking
I have.
friggin' piece of
I've
shit.
done blogs about it.
Okay, guess what? Shut the fuck up.
Oh, sorry. Okay, sorry.
Do you know how to shut up? Do you ever know how to shut up?
I'm trying.
I'm asking you right now, do you?
Sometimes.
Okay, no, you don't, because you're a fucking loser. Oh, I went to Truro because somebody gave me a thing. Dude,
I did.
You're calling yourself a turtle. A turtle. Do you know what I mean? A turtle. Guess what?
We're getting a little off.
No, shut the fuck up.
Whoa, we're getting a little off track.
Once in your life, shut the fuck up.
Whoa, you're so angry. Why are you so angry?
Oh, I'm angry because I'm so sick of you. You have ruined so many people's fucking lives, and Karen fucking killed him. Karen did. And you know what? He's gonna come out. You know what? Fucking turtle boy.
Well, but can I read the grand jury testimony right here?
What? Excuse me?
It says Colin. I'm reading grand jury testimony. It says Colin Albert was also.
Guess what? Shut the fuck up, you fucking
I
loser.
can't even talk.
Colin was in the house, but he wasn't there when everybody came back from the party. Everyone else.
According to Brian and Nicole Albert's testimony before the grand jury, their nephew Colin Albert was also present.
Colin Albert was in the house, but prior to when John and Brian and Higgins and actually, one question: why do we start? Why is it guilty until proven innocent? Why is that? What about Higgins? What about everybody? Like
Higgins, what you want? Why are you turning on Higgins?
No, I'm asking you. No, I'm not saying. I'm saying there was 6 people in the house. Why are you focusing on Brian and Colin only? Colin was in the house.
I feel like I've given Jen a pretty significant amount of time.
Enter the goddamn house. You know that.
No, his phone. Then how did his phone go up and down? Then how did his phone go up and downstairs then? If Karen didn't go in the house, I mean, if John didn't go in the house, then why did his phone go up and downstairs? Dude, we're getting a call back. Hold on. Bad connection?
No, not that connection, you fucking douchebag. Guess what? You're not a journalist. You're nobody. You're a fucking.
I feel like I'm somebody.
You're trying to solve. If you're so good, why aren't you a cop or a lawyer? Because you're an asshole. Colin was not there. Brian didn't do anything. Jen didn't do anything. Karen Reed ran him over.
I know you keep saying that, but you don't have any evidence of that.
I still keep saying that because that's the fucking truth. I'm so sick of you fucking ridiculing every single goddamn person in my family in this world. If somebody disagrees with you, guess what you do?
Well, it's not hard. Just don't kill someone, and I'll like it. You know, it's not a big. It's not a high bar.
Do you know how to shut up? Do you know how to shut up? Have you ever shut up in your life?
I feel like you've done most of the talking. In fairness. Okay, sorry. So whoa, take it easy. Easy, pussycat.
Turtle boy, you fucking turtle. Go get a new name, okay? You fucking turtle douche. I'm done. Colin didn't do it. Brian didn't do it. Jen didn't do it. No one did it. Your fucking bitch Karen did it. So fucking lay on that and fucking figure that out. Go fuck.
Well, can I ask you? But seriously though, dude, this is gonna. They're so stupid. Do you understand what Karen's lawyers are gonna do with this audio? What would just happen right there? Do you understand that? How helpful this is to the Karen Reed defense team, which has happened right now? She called me back. Right there is a woman who's having a mental breakdown because her nephew is about to be arrested for murder. That's what it sounds like to me. We'll call her back one more time. She'll probably, who knows if she'll pick up. Live the tape, hello?
I'm going to tell you right now, if you call me one more time, I'm seriously, leave me alone.
What are you going to do?
I actually hate, oh really? Oh, you're threatening me?
No, but I'm asking you, I asked you what you said, if I call you one more time.
Leave me alone. Don't call me. I hate you. You are dead to me. I hate you. Colin didn't do it. Jen didn't do it. When you find out that Karen did it, I can't wait till you fucking
Karen,
everybody.
Why would I go to jail?
Bye-bye.
What crime did I commit? What crime did I commit? Why do you guys all say that? Oh my God. One more time. Okay, she picks up.
Seriously, stop harassing me. Go away.
But I'm not harassing you. I just want to ask you. You're the one. It's like, what the hell? Is she going to try to get an order on me too? I have some questions. I'm a journalist. Live tape. I just have a question. 5 seconds. 5 seconds. But she's not fearing. I'm an award-winning journalist. She can block me. 2 seconds of your time. 2 seconds.
Please leave your message for
I'll see you next.
761-760-8495.
Hey, Joe, this is Aidan Kearney, the award-winning journalist, calling you back. I think we had a bad connection there. I just want to say I really enjoyed our conversation tonight. I think it was really helpful for some people. It was really enlightening having that conversation with you. I didn't really appreciate the personal jabs you threw about me. I thought that was unnecessary stuff about my personal life, because people in glass houses and all. But I guess the big disconnect here was over Colin and his whereabouts that night. I was just wondering why he dropped out of school if he didn't do anything wrong. If he's not in any sort of trouble or anything like that, why would he do something so drastic and give up something that he obviously loved doing, and that's playing football? And also the grand jury testimony from Brian Albert is that Colin was there. So just what's the disconnect with that? I believe your spokesperson, Krusty Panties, they call her, she stated that there's some sort of 360 app that shows that Brian was not in the house, that Colin had left with some unnamed woman at 12:10. If you could show that to me, that'd be great, and I'd be happy to clear Colin's name. So if you could do that for me, that would be swell. So give me a call. Bye. Well, that was interesting. Certainly. So yeah, that was pretty cool. Wasn't expecting that. I got a couple more people we can call too.
Yeah. Let's play the next one and then we'll talk about both of them. This next one is to Aaron O'Keefe. He also called Aaron O'Keefe.
Hold on, let me grab it from Dropbox. It's doing that same thing as the
Yeah.
first video. Sometimes it doesn't like the format.
Yeah, that that was so hard to watch. I think people are probably going to be like
Yeah, that's
emotionally
a
done
lot.
when they hear the next one.
Good for her, though.
Yeah.
Seriously,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
I know. She was the one. I mean,
And
she's-
David Yannetti
yeah.
thinks that's hilarious.
Mhm.
Of
That's
course he does.
hilarious.
He's 14.
Yeah, here's the next one.
This is to Aaron O'Keefe.
His wife. So I'm just wondering why you did that. I'm also wondering.
You guys may have to turn up your volume. I turned it up on the slide, but this is like the original one. So,
Because you're his wife. So I'm just wondering why you did that. I'm also wondering, when was the last time you saw John O'Keefe before he died? Did you and John get along? Were you friends? Did you ever babysit his kids? Did you ever spend any time with them? Because John took those two kids in, and he's a single guy. You guys are married. You had like a stable thing. Why didn't you take them in? You didn't even try, did you? So I'm just wondering why now you not only pretend, and I don't want to, I know you guys are grieving. That's the big thing. I'm told we can't talk to you guys or be mean to you because you're grieving. And I'm wondering, what part of the grieving process do you go around and start harassing local businesses for selling yard signs for innocent people? Is that like step 5 of the grieving process? Are you almost done with the grieving? Or is this a sign that you are done? Or is this just grieving? I've never been in a situation before where a house full of people killed my brother-in-law, who I didn't even like anyway, and left him on the lawn to die, and then framed him as a woman. So I can't relate to your scenario. So just give me a call back when you got this. Bye. Oh yeah, and also, where's the money? That's another thing I like to know. Where's the GoFundMe money? Where's the $370,000 that was raised for the Furbush children that your husband was the beneficiary of? That I would like to know that too, because Karen Reed set up a trust fund for them, a couple $1 million in it. They're financially taken care of. They're going to collect Social Security. Those kids are in good hands. And then Paul was the beneficiary. I'm just wondering why the trust fund was not the beneficiary. Why didn't that money go to them? Why did it need to go in Paul's hands first? I'm not saying that Paul took it all. I'm not saying Paul took it all and spent it on himself or whatever. I'm not saying that. But it's a lot of money. And is there any accounting for it? Or are we just not allowed to ask that because you're a grieving family who harasses small businesses? And we didn't.
The audacity of that statement.
He's such a piece of shit.
Both
He
of
really
them.
is.
Like,
Mm-hmm.
and to know that David Yannetti thinks this is just hilarious. It's hilarious, guys.
And
I think that's BBO material. I think that's BBO material right there.
He's wearing the shirt making fun of Jen McCabe as well.
Yep.
So it's.
I mean, you could hear in Jillian's voice,
Yes.
like about her nephew. Yeah, about her nephew. And I mean, it was, she was one. I mean, she, I saw the comments flying about, good for her or whatever. I mean, honestly, like she told him.
She did.
She sure did.
Everything everybody's wanted to say.
Everything everyone's wanted to say, right? And I mean, that's her nephew. I mean, 17 years old. 17.
You can see she was pushed to the brink. I mean, she's
100%.
just like,
The stress.
100%. I mean, she held all of those children when they were babies.
Yeah.
Like those are her sister's children. And you're coming at this kid, and he is a kid like this.
And then the nerve of him to say, why did Colin drop out of school if he's doing something he loves? Yada, yada. I don't.
How great is that though, right? Because
yes. Oh, he's so.
it.
Oh my God.
You're gonna own it, buddy.
I mean, we've had a lot of golden.
Enjoy that.
Yeah, we've had a lot of golden civil trial clips tonight, but do you remember, Julie, the pictures that they were posting on Bridgewater? I mean, Colin was going to play football in college, which was like his dream, right? And they were commenting under his photos, murderer, murderer. They were calling the school. They were tagging the school. They were causing such chaos there. He had to leave for his teammates and his brother who was there. And how could he ever go? They were going to show up at the games. They were going to come to the games. I mean,
And there's so many messages
Yes.
from his flying monkeys in his phone about harassing Colin and about.
I mean, it was all over their
Bridgewater.
website. It was all over their website. All over their website.
Yeah, but I mean, even privately, there were hundreds of angry old women contacting Bridgewater.
Yep, and he knew that. And the
Sick.
nerve of him to say, "Why is he? He's leaving because of you."
Yeah,
he had to leave because of you.
He loves it. He loves
does.
that feeling.
Yep.
It's sick.
And I mean, his comments about Paul are just
So
egregious.
sick. And that's all from Karen. That's
But
all.
the irony, sorry, I keep trying to remove these comments from your face when we're talking.
Oh, I don't care. That's fine. I don't care.
But the other thing is too, is that the hypocrisy, not even that this is comparable, because it doesn't matter his questions about Paul and the kids and all this with the finances, but Karen is not giving her dime by dime location of where, sorry, I'm so distracted, but like where she's spending each dollar that she.
Right.
You're muted, honey.
You're muted.
You hit your microphone. You're muted. Aw.
Sorry.
Sad face.
There you go. Now we can hear you.
Oh, you can? I don't know. But Karen is staying at the Omni Hotel every single night during, can you guys hear me?
Showing up in a limo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're right. You're
and
right.
the Omni was completely unnecessary. Unnecessary.
And the nerve of him lying like that. I mean, I don't know if he's lying or Karen's lying or whatever, that she set a trust fund up for the kids and they had millions of dollars. Is he out of his mind?
It's disgusting.
Like, is he out of his mind?
Yeah.
I actually, by the way, you guys, so there was, and maybe we'll show this on Twitter or something because I forgot about it, but so they were Aidan was trying to say at some point something about the property of the house, something to do with the finances. And he was wrong, of course. And he was making a statement, and then he accidentally tweeted a message he got of someone confirming that he was incorrect.
Right.
And he immediately deleted it. And someone sent it to me, and I immediately forwarded it to the O'Keefe family. So yeah.
It's disgusting. It's disgusting.
All of it is. The whole thing. Like I don't know how David Yannetti thought that was hilarious and devastating. What you were listening to was a woman pushed to the absolute edge by harassment.
Yes.
And David Yannetti found that hilarious. It was hilarious.
That was hilarious. And it was hilarious that he was calling the victim's sister-in-law.
Right.
Hilarious, David.
And it explains why he was like, oh shoot, if they arrest you, you can't do this anymore.
Yeah. That would be so sad.
Yep.
Real big sad.
Yep. So you can keep spinning your web about what this was all about and what these texts were. And the more that we show the context, the worse it gets for you.
Yeah.
So congrats. That's why we're doing it.
What a legacy.
Yeah.
Just get play.
So just to be the timekeeper here.
Yes.
We're only about halfway through our slide.
We better have another.
We get to have a part 3.
We're gonna have to have another
part. We're gonna have to have a
part 3 or part 4.
We love our files parts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we probably have
Let's
a
do
third
that.
part for David Yannetti. We haven't even gotten to Alan's text yet.
Right.
Yeah.
So, and
keep
I know
having
that.
to turn my camera off to yawn. So
Yeah.
Same.
So we'll
feel
come
ya.
back next Thursday and do part 3 of David.
Yeah.
And
do it.
then maybe we'll put up a poll if you guys want to see like an evidence show, or if you want to do like in between, and then we can do Alan, like what you guys want to see.
Yeah, and Tuesday had a really good idea today when we were all talking. A show on the jurors, which
Yes,
I think will be such a
Agreed.
great idea, especially
Yeah.
after seeing, reading a couple things we were all reading together today.
I
I think
kind
that
of
would
think
be a really great show.
I kind of think maybe a juror or evidence show, like breaking
Yeah.
them up. Like we can,
Yeah.
we can finish David and then we'll do another and then we'll go back to the attorney text.
Yeah.
But after we finish David, then we're going to have like 3 weeks of his reactions to us on Twitter.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
going to be like at least 3 shows.
All I have to say is it gets much worse from here.
Sure does.
Yes,
It's
good.
really
stuff.
bad.
Hope
That
you'll
is
watch
not
it.
ours.
Yeah.
On our
Can anyone tell us how much we raised? Because the last I saw, Kate put up that it was like almost $1,000, which
Yes.
is
Amazing.
crazy.
You
I
guys
can't
are
believe it.
awesome.
You're amazing.
Thank you so much.
I mean, I cannot tell you how much this means to the witnesses
Yes.
and to us that you guys did this tonight. This is amazing.
Yeah,
You are
thank
the
you so,
best.
so much.
And please, if you're in Massachusetts and you're able to come, there are only a few tickets left. Every time you go on, they're selling fast. It's one of the top, whatever it's called, buyer events. But June
19th.
June 19th, Friday night. We're having a fundraiser. We would love for all of you guys to come if you can. And you can find it on definitely Kate's page, my page. We've all retweeted it.
And please go find out how like intimidating little tiny Kate Peter is. You can do it in person. You can find out why Aidan
You'll
is so
find her on the
scared of
sofa.
Yes,
In person.
find her on the sofa. Yes, and she is really. She is putting like blood, sweat, and tears into this.
She
thing.
is.
So
Yeah,
it
she's
is
working hard.
It's going to be amazing. It's going to be beautiful. We have delicious food. It's going to be a really good time.
Yeah.
Do it.
Yay.
And nobody's telling us how much y'all raised, so we're going to have to go look for ourselves. But I know it's.
Yeah, what are you doing, you slackers?
I know. Tell me.
You guys are amazing, though. Thank you.
Seriously.
Thank you.
We're
So
asking for
much.
math to be done right now.
You're amazing. And thank you, Kate.
Yes.
Yeah, thank
you,
you, Kate.
For all that.